And good evening to you. Welcome to high school football action on Central Illinois Sports. Live tonight from Glen C. Smithfield in Pittsfield, Illinois, as the 0-6 Pittsfield Sockies play host to the 4-2 Auburn Trojans. Good evening to you. I'm Charlie Hull. John's alongside tonight. It's the Great Rivers Bank pregame show on Central Illinois Sports. The Sockies trying to get something figured out here in Week 7. Trying to get that first victory on the left side of the record. And this Auburn squad trying to punch their ticket to the playoffs with their 5th win of the season. We'll talk more about the matchup, preview what's happening in and around the Sangamo Conference this evening. We'll also visit with Sauk head coach Zach Ferguson. It's all coming up on the Great Rivers Bank pregame show on Central Illinois Sports.
Wish you had extra cash for a vacation, a boat, a new car, projects around the house? Free up more cash for the things you want by taking advantage of low interest rates. Refinance your home with Great Rivers Bank and keep more of your money by lowering your monthly payment. Start the process online at greatriversbank.bank and work with one of our experienced loan officers to get the lowest rate possible. Great Rivers Bank, member FDIC, and an equal housing lender.
Did you know that Prairie Land FS doesn't just sell seed? They treat it and box it right here at one of their local facilities, then deliver it to your farm or fields. Growers trust Prairie Land FS to deliver top-performing crop protection products that promise the best performance before, during, and after the growing season. Prairie Land FS, your leading supplier of choice.
I am Shelley Brinicke. I'm a lifelong resident of Pike County. Pike County is a part of me, and I am distressed by the serious clerical and financial issues of the county right now. These clerical issues affect all county residents. It will take transparent communication and hard work to solve them. As county clerk, I would research, learn, and know the duties of the office. I'm conscientious, meticulous, and dedicated. I believe Pike County deserves the best in their elected officials, and that best can only come from a servant heart. Vote Shelley Brinicke for Pike County Clerk.
Paid for by Shelley Brinicke for Pike County Clerk.
When choosing internet and Wi-Fi service to meet your family's education needs, it pays to do your homework. You'll learn that Cascom, with fast, reliable speeds up to 1 gig, powered by whole home adaptive Wi-Fi, is the right choice. School has changed, and so should your internet. Contact Cascom and upgrade to the internet speed and whole home Wi-Fi your family needs.
Welcome back on the Great Rivers Bank pregame show with locations in Pittsfield, Liberty, Barry, and Hannibal. Great Rivers Bank is here to serve you for all of your banking needs. Learn more about all of the services they offer to our entire region by visiting greatriversbank.bank. Pittsfield and Auburn this evening on Central Illinois Sports in the Sangamo Conference matchup on a cool evening. The sun's setting a little bit earlier each and every day, and you can really tell the weather has changed, as it'll be less than 60 degrees here before game time here tonight. The Sockies defeated Auburn last year, 31-24 here at Glen C. Smithfield. Auburn last season was 3-6 under first-year head coach Ryan Gardner. They really turned it around here in his second season as they entered tonight's contest at 4-2 with a chance to get their 5th win of the season, which is ever so important if they hope to make it to the playoffs. The Trojans so far this season started off the year with the 42-21 win over New Berlin, fell to Maroa Forsyth 39-13, beat Pleasant Plains 41-24, lost in overtime to Athens 22-14, and have put together back-to-back wins 32-6 against Porta and 47-19 against Riverton. They're here against the Sockies tonight. They host Stanford Olympia next week before finishing the year at Williamsville. So this is a very important game for the Trojans to become playoff eligible. The Sockies are 0-6 on the year. After a 4-5 campaign last year, they've really had to go through some growing pains this season. Lost 40-0 to Athens back in week 1. Then on the road at Stanford Olympia in week 2, losing 51-12. Were shut out by Williamsville here, 42-0. On the road at New Berlin, a 39-7 loss. Lost at home to Maroa Forsyth, 42-12, before losing 43-12 last week at Pleasant Plains. The Sockies are home tonight against Auburn. They are on the road at Porta next week before playing host to Riverton in week 9 of the season. We know that the contest at Porta next week will actually be played on Saturday, and it's still to be determined when the Riverton game will be played. I knew they were having some issues with officiating, and so that one's still kind of in limbo if it will be played on Friday or Saturday night. Elsewhere in the Sangamo Conference this evening, Athens is playing host to New Berlin. The conference championship on the line tonight as Moreau Forsyth is at Williamsville. Of course, they still have Athens on the schedule, so they've got a couple of tough ones to end the year with Williamsville, New Berlin, and Athens to end the season for Moreau Forsyth. Petersburg Porta is at Riverton in a battle of two unbeaten teams. Of course, Pittsfield playing host to Auburn, and Pleasant Plains is at Stanford Olympia this evening. Standings in the Sangamo Conference at the moment. See Moreau Forsyth and Williamsville tied atop the conference standings at both of them 6-0 on the year. Both of them have won almost every game in dominating fashion. Then Athens at 5-1. Auburn at 4-2. New Berlin and Stanford Olympia both 3-3. Plains is 2-3. Riverton's 0-5. Of course, they and Plains still have a game that is unfinished. Not sure if they would go back and finish the game. It may mean something to Plains, though, because they could actually be sitting at 4-3, so they might want to go back and get that one. Riverton is 0-5. Porta is 0-6. Pittsfield is 0-6. If you take a look behind the numbers, Riverton has given up the most number of points at 279 and scored the least at 38, 5 points less than Pittsfield on the season. The Sakis have given up the third most number of points so far on the year, while Auburn has the third best defense, check that, fourth best defense in conference play at the moment. We're here on the Great Rivers Bank pregame show. Both teams out of the field, warming up in preparation of tonight's contest. We'll step aside for a timeout. Talk more with you on the other side of this break on Central Illinois Sports.
Hi, this is Clint Weir. As a law enforcement officer, you trust me every day to fight for justice and seek the truth. You trust me to serve your family and your friends with compassion and understanding. And most importantly, you trust me to lead Pike County with grace and dignity. Now I'm asking you to trust me once again. My little brother, Gage, is running for Pike County Treasurer. As Treasurer, Gage will continue to fight for transparency and fairness to ensure that Pike County continues to be the best place to live and raise a family. You put your trust in me to serve my community. Now I'm asking you to trust my little brother, Gage Weir, to continue a legacy of quality and excellence. Vote Gage Weir for Pike County Treasurer this November.
Paid for by Gage Weir for Pike County Treasurer.
The caring and experienced professionals at Hamilton Funeral Homes are here to support you through this difficult time. We offer a range of personalized services to suit your family's wishes and requirements. You can count on us to help you plan a personal, lasting tribute to your loved one, and we'll carefully guide you through the many decisions that must be made during this challenging time. You're welcome to call us at any time of the day, any day of the week. Visit our funeral home in person or on the web at hamiltonfuneralhome.com. Call 217-593-6517. Camp Point Central Sports are proud to have Dear Wester Grain as a sponsor of this broadcast. Dear Wester Grain, there for you for all your grain and feed needs. Why don't you give them a call and check out all the locations of Dear Wester Grain? With locations in Golden, Paloma, Mount Sterling, Clayton, La Prairie, Liberty, Industry, Carthage, and Blandonsville. For more information, call Dear Wester Grain Services 696-4461. That's 696-4461, or on the web at dearwestergrain.com. Call Best Systems Builders for all your insulation needs. We are a full-service insulation contractor offering both open and closed cell spray foam, blown cellulose, and fiberglass installation. Best Systems has 2 BPI certified professionals ready to inspect your home or business today. You may qualify for incentives through the American Act on Energy program. Call Scott or Michael at 217-285-6005 for your free estimate, or visit us online at gobestsystems.com and start saving money on your energy bill today.
Back on the Great Rivers Bank pregame show on Central Illinois Sports. Auburn and Pittsfield here this evening in conference action. The Sakis, John, have struggled mightily this season, especially on the offensive side. Have not scored over 20 points in a game yet on the season, And they have an Auburn team who I'm sure remembers a year ago when Pittsfield was able to best them here. And so not only are they looking for their 5th win of the season, which would make them playoff eligible, but also a little revenge from a year ago.
Yeah, I'm sure that's probably true. I would say most of these kids were probably playing in that game last year too. So, and I would say, looking for a little revenge and come out and see what happens, especially with the odd schedule in the Sangamo right now where you play the same teams at the same place for 4 years in a row.
The COVID year helped with that a little bit.
No, I realize.
One of the things I think you have to look at for this Pittsfield team is, they were 4-5 a season ago. I don't know that I expected them to win more than 4 games on the season. I actually thought coming into the year a 3-6 or 4-5 year would be a step in the right direction for the Saki program, having lost some good seniors last year. The thing I didn't anticipate and what we've experienced this season, John, is just the inability to run the football, and that's with the guys who ran the ball last year in Elliott and McKee, both back this season.
Yeah, that's been a lot of the problem, and I mean that young line has been doing what they can. I feel like they just have not been able to get, especially to get down on the linebackers to be able to block downfield and give big runs up. I mean, really, honestly, I can't think of a run over 20 yards on the season.
There have not been many. The Sakis, most of their rushing yards last week came in the last drive of the game when Pleasant Plains had some substitutes into the contest. There has been some growth, though, when it comes to the passing side. We've seen Javen Petty really grow as a passer as this season's gone along, and he threw for over 200 yards a week ago.
Yeah, I mean, Javen has definitely gotten better as the season's gone on. He's got some decent wide receivers. Just as we talked about immediately before this, the running game to complement that is really what you have to have. Unfortunately, this is not the NFL where you can throw the ball 60 times a game and expect to win ever.
Well, and I think as you'll hear in an interview with Coach Zach Ferguson coming up in just a while on the Great Rivers Bank pregame show, it's also not college football where you can just say, hey, we're just going to bring up some new guys. It's kind of you got to play the guys you've got, and that's what the Sakis are doing and trying to keep a positive mindset because if you take a look at the lower levels in this program on the season, the freshman team has lost once. The JV team has lost once on the year. Both of those were to Williamsville. But it looks like there could be some opportunity, at least from the eye test, for some of those lower grades.
Yeah, there's definitely linemen in the sophomore class and some speed in a couple of guys. A lot of speed, a lot of skill players in that freshman class. And, we saw them play another pretty impressive game last night where they kind of scored the ball at will, really took the ball away from the Auburn freshmen and even in the middle of a rainstorm.
But there's so much that has to go on between a time a kid is a freshman and a senior, and usually the ones who work to get stronger and faster and learn more about the game are the ones who are more successful. The ones who rest on their laurels of what happened when they were younger are the ones who usually look up their senior year and say, gosh, what happened?
I used to be a lot faster. Maybe that was stronger, wasn't it? But yeah, I mean, absolutely. Everybody's growing every year. Everybody's getting stronger. Everybody's getting faster. If you're not working, you're getting worse instead of, because your opponents are working and getting better. The work has to be put in order to get better, and that's what the Sakis have to be looking at right now coming into to next year.
It's the Great Rivers Bank pregame show, around 17 minutes away from the kickoff of tonight's contest. A light crowd on hand, to put it lightly, here this evening so far. But hopefully they're a late arriving crowd, and they're sipping their hot chocolate to stay warm in preparation for tonight's contest. We pause for a break here. We visit with Saki head coach Zach Ferguson next on the Great Rivers Bank pregame show.
Timely application of crop nutrients based on soil test results and the individual yield goals is the focus of the agronomy team at Logan Agri-Service, Inc. Logan Ag delivers anhydrous ammonia, dry fertilizer, UAN, liquid starter, and our lineup of Logan Agri-Yield micronutrients direct from us to your field. Striving to get the right fertilizer products at the right place in the right field at the right time, that's Logan Agri-Service. For fertilizer and application services, call 1-800-LOGAN-AG or visit us online at loganag.com. Logan Agri-Service, serving agriculture since 1962.
Here at Little Jess, we value hard work, dedication, integrity, and leadership. We have a respect for heritage and tradition and believe in the pursuit of building legacies, breaking records, and putting forth award-winning results. That's why supporting schools and local teams is one of our favorite and most exciting parts of our business. For over 7 decades, we strive daily to use those same values as a foundation to meet our community's automotive needs and support our future generations. Little Jess Motors, serving our community since 1969.
Hey guys, it's James and Todd coming at you from Jersey's here. Hey, and it is a beautiful day outside.
Catch all the action at Jersey's in Camp Point. Fresh, made-to-order sandwiches, wraps, horseshoes. Check out our brisket bacon burger, our Nashville hot chicken. Fried chicken every Thursday night. Enjoy an afternoon on the patio or catch a game on one of our 7 TVs. Queen of Hearts drawing every Wednesday at 7 o'clock.
Todd, you got some beers for us?
Hey, you know what? It's time for that segment.
We love beer!
Ice cold draft beer, unmatched craft selection, and signature drinks. Jersey's Bar and Grill in Camp Point, your hometown sports bar.
Visiting Wasaki head coach Zach Ferguson on the Great Rivers Bank pregame show. Coach, you got an Auburn team here tonight. It's a program you beat a year ago. They're much improved on the year. This is another tough task.
Yeah, they brought back basically about everybody from last year. They were young, kind of in the same situation we were in this year. A lot of sophomores and juniors playing that hadn't got much experience on the varsity level. So they are much improved. I think they're 4-2 at this point. So we're going to have to play well.
It's one of those things you can look at and use as a teaching moment for your kids. Be like, hey, look where these guys were a year ago. It didn't happen by accident that they're now 4-2 all of a sudden, but it is something. There's a glimmer of hope that good things are ahead.
Yeah, and that's I'm sure their coach did the same thing. You got to trust the process with especially high school kids. I mean, it's not an overnight success deal where we can't bring in guys who like college and the NFL level where they can pull guys in that can play right away. I mean, we're about development at our program, and that's what our kids need to understand. I think they do understand that, and they have to look at teams like Auburn who went through the same process as we are last year, and how that has flipped for them.
On the offensive side of the ball, unfortunately, it's kind of become one-dimensional. It's still kind of a struggle on the running game side, but the passing game really has grown throughout the season.
Yeah, I've been happy with our passing game. I mean, Javen has really started to really develop into a true QB. Our receivers are doing a good job. We had a few more drops last week than we wanted, but we also made some adjustments on, some offensive line stuff to hopefully be able to run the ball more successfully because, I mean, one-dimensional football doesn't work out very well very often. So we kind of challenged our guys this week to get over 100 yards of rushing, and that's going to open up more opportunities for us on the passing game.
I think of a couple of plays. I think they actually were back-to-back plays in the same series that Javen made, just balls that were thrown really, really well. One that Connor caught that may or may not have been a touchdown upon further review. Right. But, I mean, you're seeing that confidence. And as we talked about throughout the season, things are really slowing down for him at that QB spot.
Right. And, Javen just gives us the ability to spread the field vertically with the passing game. Weston's a really good runner, really good short game thrower. But, as we moved along through the season last year, we saw what teams were doing to us, taking away our short game, passing game. And I think teams have to be honest with our vertical threats because, I mean, as Plains, we've had many balls where we've outthrown our coverage because they didn't think we were going to be able to go vertically. So that's what he brings to the table. And, receiver-wise, we worked on, completing the catches we should complete to help our quarterback out.
On the defensive side of things, 2 weeks ago against Monroe, probably one of your better games. Yeah. Last week there were some letdowns in a couple of key areas, so I know you challenged your kids to have a better week this week.
Yeah, we changed some things up. We tried to even simplify even more about what we want them to do. Basically trying to get them just to play football, not to think, because, when you think, you're trying to think and then react, you're slower than kids who just react. So we simplified some things. What they do is nothing fancy. They're very physical up front, so we're just going to have to play physically in our front seven to maintain that. And our running back's a nice big running back, very nice running back to see. And he's a kid that he's going to get the ball 25, 30 times in this game. So we're going to have to really be physical, and not just in the first quarter or second quarter, but the entire game.
Week 7 of the season, your own 6. Everybody would love it if you were 6-0 or 5-1, 4-2. It just kind of is what it is at this point. But there are a lot of really good life lessons that come
with football, and one of those is being, sometimes things don't always go like you want them to or plan, but you got to keep moving.
Right, and that's what we've talked to our kids all year about that. How are we going to handle the adversity, and how are we going to respond to situations that are out of our control, as far as things that we don't necessarily prepare for. But I thought our kids have done a very good job this year of we've practiced well. We haven't had, the kids are still excited to come to practice. They're still working hard. They're not just going through the motions where you sometimes see in teams that are at our position. I think they know that this is going to end up being a greater good type situation. And I know that they're, as I said, our program itself within the program is in a very good place. We don't have bickering. We don't have any issues within the program itself. So, our kids have really stepped up, and the maturity that some of them have really shown this year has been impressive.
I've heard a story when Calhoun won back-to-back state championships in the early 90s. The first one, Coach Rick Johns was interviewed after the game, and the first thing he did is he thanked the players from the past who helped build to the point they were at that point. Even though with some of your seniors, they may not see the fruits of their labors when it comes to making the playoffs or having a lot of wins, they're helping build a program that's bigger than themselves.
Right, and that's what our kids, I think, are starting to realize is, and I've said this to many people, it's not just about wins and losses that determine the success of a program. It's how you win and how you lose. And I think our seniors have really shown some really good leadership in, not allowing the losses to bring down the standard that we're trying to set here. And every program goes through ups and downs. Every program has a rebuilding period. Every program has we don't have the luxury of reloading like some of the teams we play. That's just not in our structure. So to get our program where we need it to be is not just based on X's and O's, but it's based on a lot more than, how we practice, how we play, how we act in school, how we act out in the public. And those are things that, I think the seniors need to really understand that they've had a huge part of that.
And football is very important for a lot of things. One of them is it's kind of an outlet for a lot of kids that, hey, you get to hit people and it's legal and everything.
Right, and football is a great sport because in other sports, I've coached every other sport, but football is the one sport where I've seen it, sports save kids' lives. Sports keep kids, their grades are up, to keep them in school, keep their attendance up. There are so many different aspects that sports bring in general to a kid's life. And, with our kids, our kids aren't always the most, they're a little ornery. You have to be ornery to play football. And, but learning how to control that orneriness, learning how to control that emotion, those are things that are going to help them in their life when they get out in the public and they're on their own, because, that's a learned behavior, is how to, be a man, how to become a dad, how to become a good employee or a good employee. Those are things that, football especially teaches you how to do that.
That's Sock head coach Zach Ferguson on the Great River Spank pregame show, back with starting lineups after this.
Williams Auto Sales, 439 North 3rd in Quincy is your headquarters for quality used vehicles. Shop their 439 North 3rd location Monday through Friday from 9 to 5 and Saturdays 9 to 2. Check out their inventory of WilliamsAutoSalesQuincy.com or call Tony the Truck Guy at 217-223-3325. Williams Auto Sales, 439 North 3rd in Quincy, wishing the Panthers the best of luck this year. Give them a call at 217-223-3325. Williams Auto Sales. Abney Home Improvement is a family-owned company with Christian values. We have a passion for helping our customers find the best products at a great price. We understand making a large purchase of windows and doors for your home is a big investment. Our mission is to be completely upfront with you. We have built our business on trust and reputation. We depend on our customers to refer us to friends and family for their home improvement needs. Call 573-221-0886. We finish what we start with quality for you. Abney Home Improvement's 100% satisfaction is what we build our business on.
If you're near retirement or thinking about retiring, you probably have questions. How do you make your savings last? How much should you take out and when? You're ready for retirement, but are your finances? Your Edward Jones financial advisor, Derek Harris, can help you build a strategy to help your finances keep up with your needs over the long haul. You've done what it takes to get there. Now it's time to make the most of retirement. Stop by the office at 1891 Main Street in Quincy, Illinois for a face-to-fact appointment. Edward Jones, Making Sense of Investing, member SIPC.
Welcome back on the Great Rivers Bank pregame show. Thanks to Sauk head coach Zach Ferguson for the visit. Let's take a look at the starting lineups brought to you by Trucks LLC. For all of your diesel repair needs, call Trucks. Trucks is currently operating with mobile service units only at this time as their new building is being constructed in the industrial park in Pittsfield. Trucks looks forward to helping the local communities with all of their diesel needs. Call Trucks 217-922-0044. And be sure to like Trucks on Facebook. That's TRUX Trucks. First for the visiting team, the Auburn Trojans. They're 4-2 on the season under head coach Ryan Gardner. Their lineup tonight looks like this. At center is Ben Warwick. He is a senior. The right guard, Jacob Sharp, who is a senior. And Clinton Lovins, who is a senior, starts at right tackle. Tyler LaFountain is the left guard. He's a senior. And Cole Eddy starts at the left tackle. He is also a senior. At the wideout spots this evening, Sawyer Smith, a junior, Stephen Emerson, a sophomore, along with Caden Vinrick, a sophomore. At the running back positions this evening, you'll hear the likes of Trey Lancaster, a junior, and Javon Richmond, a junior. And the quarterback is Talon Kern, who is also a junior for this Auburn Trojans squad. For the Pittsfield Saukies, Dax Nutter starts at center. He's a 5'9", 240-pound sophomore. The right guard is Ethan Thompson, the 5'11", 165-pound senior. And Cordell McKee starts at the right tackle, the 6', 210-pound sophomore. Jaron White starts at left guard. He is a 6', 225-pound sophomore. And Tracer Mallon, the 6'1", 210-pound junior, starts at left tackle. The wideouts tonight for the Saukies, Elijah Leonard, a 5'9", 170-pound senior. Connor Allen, a 6'2", 185-pound junior. Justin Pinnock, a 6'1", 140-pound junior. And Jeremiah Jackson, a 5'11", 150-pound senior. Lane Elliott starts at the running back spot tonight for Pittsfield. He is a 5'10", 180-pound senior. And Javen Petty starts as the signal caller for the Saukies. He's a 5'10", 150-pound junior. Starting line is also brought to you in part by Illini Express, here to serve you with walk-in medical care when you need it. Open 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. every Monday through Saturday. Illini Express sees patients ages 18 months and older with no appointments necessary. Learn more about the services offered at Illini Express by visiting IlliniHospital.org. Well, we're awaiting both teams to return to the field in preparation for tonight's contest. Let's pause for our final break on the Great Rivers Bank pregame show. We'll kick it off next.
Time to be thinking about tax planning. You can count on Illinois FBFM for accounting, consulting, and tax preparation for farmers and businesses in Pike, Brown, and Adams County. Phone 217-593-7233. That's 593-7233. Illinois FBFM can take care of your farm accounting needs. Get your accounts in order for this tax season. Contact Jesse Shootman, Emily Carlson, and Brad Wellman. Illinois FBFM and Camp Point, working for you. Few things compare to Camp Point Central's fans' dedication to the Panthers. The same can be said about Channel and the farmers they serve. You see, unlike other seed companies, they don't have salesmen. With Channel, you get the advantage of a dedicated Channel seedsman, a trusted year-round advisor who can provide the right recommendations for your fields. It's their hands-on approach that truly sets them apart. Customized service, expert advice, elite seed management products. Find your Channel seedsman at channel.com or contact local district sales manager Matt Hughes at 217-242-8852.
Did you know that PCRE Real Estate and Auction now offers a full-service auction alternative? Farmland, residential real estate, commercial real estate, estates, guns, antiques, farm equipment, and commercial equipment are a few examples that the experienced auction team is ready to assist you with. Our team can make the auction experience less stressful and smooth. Check out our next auctions at our new auction location at 500 Piper Lane in Pittsfield, or call 217-430-2985 and speak with Jason Duke to learn more.
It's time to say Pepsi, please, at your local county market. Refreshment Services Pepsi and County Market, your best value for delicious drinks to get ready for every game. Stop by your local county market to pick up your favorite Pepsi products today. Stock up for your next family get-together. Refreshment Services Pepsi and County Market for the best price around on all your Pepsi products. You love them and they've got them at County Market. Stop by today and say, Pepsi, please, at your local county market.
Welcome back on the Great Rivers Bank pregame show. Pittsfield will be in their breast cancer awareness jerseys tonight. They're gray with pink numbers, gray pants. I will tell you that the pink and red, I'm not an expert when it comes to fashion, a fashionista, John, but that doesn't match. Sort of clashes.
Would you be a fashionista?
I don't know. Fashionista, maybe?
I'm not sure. I don't think you can be an Easta anything.
What I'm trying to say is I don't know a darn thing about fashion, or very many things, to be honest. Auburn will be in the visiting white uniforms with the blue numbers and white pants here this evening. It is a chilly night. The wind, thankfully, is not blowing very much, so that
could be worse. Could be raining, right?
Could be worse. It could be raining, and not what I would call a huge crowd in attendance at Glenn C. Smith Field this evening, but the brave ones are out here, and I even see J.J. Petty out here. And what I've figured out about
running shorts,
what I've figured out about J.J. is he's no smarter than he was a year ago. He's out here in shorts tonight, and he looks like he might need a pair of pants. If somebody could bring him one to the football field, he probably wears a size medium, if I'd have to guess. The Sockies are going to kick off to start the evening here tonight. And our kickoff is brought to you by Bowlers Universe. Check them out at Bowlers Universe in West Pittsfield. They've got great specials each and every day. My favorite is the buy one, get one wings on Wednesdays. You can also see Socky Nation night, or Socky Nation Queen of Hearts on Wednesday nights. So we invite you to come out to Bowlers Universe in Pittsfield. It's always a great time, and we thank the Stenbacks for doing a great job there. Tucker Cook has it teed up and ready to go for the Sockies. Back deep for Auburn looks to be Jackson Kern. The other young man, if I can get him to turn this way, that could be Kellen Davis. It's high school football action in week number 7. And Cook puts his boot into this one, kicks it toward the right side. One of the up men's going to take it at about the 26-yard line, across the 30, and he's met and drugged down near the 35-yard line, and that's where Auburn will start first and 10 at their own 35. 11 minutes, 54 seconds to play in the first quarter. So the Trojans and quarterback Talon Kern come to the field. They played a lot of youngsters a year ago and went through some growing pains, and the Sockies are hoping to be able to take their own growing pains and move forward as they finish out these final 3 weeks of the season and into the next year. With a good senior class who, as Coach Ferguson talked about, really has done a nice job of staying positive throughout the season, even though things have not gone the way they wanted. Running back is about 9 yards deep as the quarterback Kern is under center. Single receiver wide to either side, going to hand it off on the inside reverse to Sawyer Smith. Sawyer Smith's going to have the first down as he's up across the 45 to the 46, a gain of 11 on the play, and that'll bring up a first and 10 for Auburn. A little inside handoff to the junior Smith, wearing the 88, a la Michael Irvin. And a fresh set of downs for the white-clad Trojans. 11:43 and counting in the first. 2 receivers wide right, 2 men to the left-hand side, and Kern stands in the shotgun. He will turn and hand it off this time. The running back is Lancaster. Lancaster up across midfield into Socky territory at the 48-yard line. A gain of 6 yards on the play to bring up a 2nd and 4.
Charlie, how many did Smith get on the first play?
11 yards.
Thank you.
So 2nd down and 4 yards to go here as Auburn is quick up to the line. There was a whistle, and I'm still trying to see what the indication was for that. I'm not really sure.
They never indicated anything. There weren't any flags. I don't know what they were blowing the whistle for.
There were no flags on the field. 2 receivers right, 2 to the left-hand side. A stack formation are the wideouts. Kern takes a snap. He hands it off again to Lancaster. This time he's caught by Cordell McKee. Stood up there after a short gain of 1 on the play to the 47, and this will bring up a 3rd down and 3. So 3rd and 3 for the Trojans. 10 minutes, 45 seconds to play in the opening quarter. No more Dallas references. So I can't ask who shot JR. Wasn't that Dallas?
Why can't we have any more Dallas references?
I mean, they've got a future Hall of Famer at quarterback in Cooper Rush right now, so I don't know why that's not okay. It's 3rd and 3. Back to pass. Kern throws it off on the right-hand side. This is to Jackson Kern. Talon to Jackson. Jackson Kern down to the 46-yard line. A gain of a single yard on the play, and this will bring up a 4th down and 2. So Talon Kern to Jackson Kern. Jackson wearing the 13 tonight. He's a senior. Talon is a junior. Talon, T-A-L-I-N. 4th and a long 2 here from the Saukey 46-yard line, and a timeout going to be called by the official. And that's because the Saukeys have an injured player in Owen Shaw who was late to get off the field. His shoe came off. That's what it was. He's not injured. Now the quarterback, Kern, will keep it up the middle. He's behind that big line, and he's got the first down. Down to the 41-yard line. Needed 2, gained 5, and it'll be a 1st and 10 for the Trojans. First down, 10 yards to go. Second first down of this drive for Auburn. Went for it on a 4th and 2, just past midfield, and that big offensive line did their job and really moved some bodies there.
Auburn really running the multiple switching offenses right now, aren't they?
Kern in the gun. He'll hand it off to Lancaster. Cuts back toward the middle of the Saukey defense. He's got a nice gain on the play. Wow, a quick whistle there. He'll be taken down near the 33-yard line, a gain of 8 on the play, and this will bring up a 2nd down and 2. The man was still running, and they started blowing the whistle. I don't like long whistles, but
short ones are not good either.
Lancaster said, hey, I might have run for a touchdown right there. Kern's got 2 receivers to his left, a single man to the right side, a tight end just off the line on the left, and he'll hand it off to Lancaster, running to that left side. Has the outside and more. Going to bounce it outside now, the 25-20, trying to make a man miss in McAllister, who will drag him down out of bounds near the 13-yard line. A pickup of 10 yards on the play, and a 1st and 10 for Auburn, deep now in Saukey territory as they drive it right down the field on this opening drive of the contest. 8:51 to play in the first as the clock stopped as the man went out of bounds.
Lancaster with 25 yards on 4 carries now. No matter what offense they've been in so far, they've pretty much been running the ball between the tackles for the most part, other than that last one.
2 receivers to the left as now they're going to start the clock. The man went out of bounds, but the referee says start it. I'll be darned. Under center is the quarterback, Kern. Puts a man in motion from his left to his right. He will hand it off to the motion man. This is Jackson Kern. Jackson Kern's going to be taken down on a nice play by Weston McAllister near the 11-yard line. A gain of a couple on the play. This will bring up a 2nd down and 8. 2nd down, 8 yards to go. The difference there in the jet sweep, which is what Auburn tried to run, and now we'll have a timeout by the official. A fairly emphatic timeout. I have no idea what that was about.
He likes to blow his whistle, it seems like, so far.
He likes to blow it, doesn't he? Here's Kern in the gun. He is back to pass, looking to the left-hand side. Has his man cut out there by Nathan Barth, and Barth is going to go for the score. A touchdown with 8:27 to play in the first quarter. An 11-yard pass from Kern to Barth on a little wide receiver screen, and it's an early 6-0 Auburn advantage on the Trucks LLC scoreboard. So the Trojans take it right down the field on their first possession of the night. And now they'll try for the extra point attempt as Clayton DiNardo, the junior kicker. Nope, he's going to be the holder, excuse me. The kicker is actually going to be Anthony Moore. He's a sophomore. So Moore, the sophomore, in for the kicking attempt here. DiNardo is the holder. Moore is the kicker. The snap is back. The hold is down. The kick is up. It's straight through the uprights. And it's a 7-0 advantage for the Auburn Trojans. Auburn strikes first. 8:27 to play in the first quarter as you watch high school football on Central Illinois Sports.
The Farmers National Bank of Griggsville with locations in Griggsville, Mount Sterling, and Pittsfield. Maybe you ask, why choose Farmers National Bank of Griggsville? The answer is simple. Local people, local decisions, and local commitment with local investments. We have many products and services to meet your needs. We invite you to find out more about us. Go to fnbgriggsville.com and explore all the services we offer. Visit any of our 3 friendly locations in Mount Sterling, Griggsville, and Pittsfield today. The Farmers National Bank of Griggsville, local people helping local people, member FDIC. Damon Plumbing, serving all of Pike County and the surrounding area with quality residential and commercial plumbing services. Damon Plumbing offers septic installation, drain cleaning, new water lines, remodel work for your home, or if you're planning a new build, make sure you include the Damon boys. To get it right the first time, no job too big. Have you seen Braden and Doug? Or too small? Sorry, Corby, couldn't resist. Call Braden at 217-491-5415 or Doug at 217-617-2318. Damon Plumbing, recommended by our family for your family.
7-0 Auburn on the Trucks scoreboard. A 10-play drive that went 65 yards. Kern to Barth on the touchdown pass to make it 6-0. And then young Mr. Moore came in and put it through the uprights to take the 7-0 advantage on the Trucks LLC scoreboard. Now Moore has it teed up and ready to kick off here. The Sakis have, looks like Edwards back deep to try to run one back here for Pittsfield.
Auburn runs a unique kind of double-stacked kickoff line.
Yep. Nobody very far outside the hash lines. Moore will put his foot into this one, a high kick. It's going to be taken by Edwards at around the 15, 20, 25-yard line. Now he meets some resistance at the 30, gets a nice block, runs through a would-be tackler, still on his feet up near the 41, and a nice return by Matthew Edwards. It'll be Saki ball 1st and 10 with 8:19 to play in this opening period. Damon Emmerich at Great Rivers Bank is here to help you with all of your loan needs, auto, residential, commercial, or agricultural. It's Damon Emmerich, 217-285-4404.
Edwards took the ball deep and made something happen there. Got the ball up. Decent field position for the Sakis. Let's see what they can do on this first offensive set of plays.
Petty stands on the gun. 2 receivers left, 2 to the right-hand side. Barks out the signals, puts a man in motion in McKelvey Moore. He will hand it off to Moore. Moore nothing there as the line got driven into the backfield on the right side. And Moore going to lose back to the 39-yard line, a loss of 2 on the play. And it'll bring up a 2nd down and 12. So 2nd and 12 for the Sakis. 8 minutes and counting in this first quarter. Trips left now as Allen, Moore, and Jackson are split to the left. A single receiver to the right looks to be Elijah Leonard. A lot of shouting on the field as Petty puts a man in motion in Jackson, going to try the quick hitter to him on the right side. Blocked right into the man was the tackler that time. Jackson loses a yard of the play. Jeff Sharp in on the stop. And it's 3rd and 13. He came right in, and both of the other receivers out there blocked him right into Jackson.
They kind of didn't block at all, and when they did, threw him that direction.
3rd and 13. Things not going well for the Sakis offensively early. 2 receivers right, 2 to the left-hand side as they've come out slinging it and have gone backwards so far. Petty in the gun. He now fakes the handoff. Now a pump fakes and is going to try to run it. He'll get back to the original line of scrimmage. So a gain on the play of 3, and it'll be a 4th and 10 for Pittsfield in a punting situation coming up here. So this will be a quick 3 and out for the Sakis as they got the ball at the 8:19 mark. They'll punt it away with about 6:25 or so left on the game clock. Back to receive the kick for Auburn is Sawyer Smith along with Jackson Kern. Here's a high kick by Cook. It'll go stay in bounds beautifully along the sideline.
I don't know how he did that.
But take a nice bounce and be down at the 19-yard line. So a nice kick by the sophomore punter. And with 6:22 to play in the first, Auburn will start 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line. The Pike County Express is here to serve you with delivering good news each and every Wednesday. They've been serving the area since 1991. Check them out each Wednesday on a newsstand near you.
I mean, that punt hit right on the sideline, right about the 30, and instead of skipping out of bounds, it skipped right back in and went 11 more yards.
Cook has done a fine job as the punter this season. It is a 1st and 10 here for Auburn. They'll hand the ball up the middle. Lancaster breaks a tackle. Now he's trying to spin away. There's a penalty flag that comes all the way in from the back judge. Probably going to be a face mask here up near the 27-yard line. So he gained 8 on the play. And possibly a little bit more here, as the referee from behind will tell us. This is a penalty on the Trojans. It's going to be a hold. All right, so it negates the run. The flag lays at the 27, so that'll move it back to the 17-yard line, and this will bring up a 1st down and 12.
Hold happened right at the end of the run.
Yep, 1st down, 12 yards to go now from the 17-yard line for Auburn. 6:13 to play in the first period. Their first penalty of the contest. Two receivers bunched tightly to the right side. A single receiver to the left. Kern in the gun. He will hand it off to Lancaster. Going to be met by Forshee and McKee. Man taken down near the original line of scrimmage. A gain of 2 on the play. Up to the 19-yard line, and it brings up a 2nd down and 10.
Good job that time by the defensive line.
A couple of sophomores in McKee and Forshee out there, along with the junior in Tracer Mowen. Connor Allen plays the left end for the Sockies, so all sophomores and juniors there. Kern is back to pass. Steps up in the pocket now as he's flushed out of there, keeps his eyes downfield, looks for his man, and it's incomplete. Intended receiver here was Nathan Barth. That'll stop the clock and bring up a 3rd down and 10. So Barth had the touchdown reception earlier. Not so fortunate this time, and with 5:26 to play in the first, it's 3rd down and 10 yards to go for the Trojans. They lead 7-0 on the Truck scoreboard. Socky defense trying to get off the field here. On this play, trips right. Single receiver to the left as Kern will stand 6 yards deep in the shotgun. Calls for the snap. He's back to pass. Sprinting out to his right. Looks downfield. Now he's met with some resistance and is taken down. Peterbow and White in on the stop for the Sockies. They sack him for a loss of a yard on the play, and it brings up a 4th down and 11. So the sophomores for the Sockies that time on the defensive side really shined and turned Auburn away on this offensive series. And with 5 minutes and counting of the first period, Auburn will be forced to punt for the first time on the night. Moore will do the punting duties as well. He's been the kicker, Anthony Moore.
Moore just a couple of yards outside of his end zone.
He's at about the 5, yeah. Gonna have to get a good snap here. He does get a good snap, puts his boot into this one, and going to kick it right down the middle of the field. Edwards will have a chance at it, takes a bounce. Now he misses it, hits off of his arm, tries to pick it up, and going to go down the sideline here, 50-yard line. Knocked out of bounds right inside Auburn territory at the 48. And that's where Pittsfield will start 1st and 10 with 4:32 to play in the first. This is a time your offense has to get something positive going right here. 4:32 to play in the first quarter. You've got good field position starting in your opponent's territory. You just had a big stop on the defensive side. Something positive has to happen here. Whatever your best play is, run it on 1st down. 2 receivers right. 2 to the left-hand side. Petty will stand on the gun with Elliott standing 8 yards deep in the backfield. They'll put Pinnock in motion now. Fake it to him on the jet. They'll give it off to Elliott. Elliott will get a gain near the 46-yard line, a gain of 2 yards on the play. It brings up a 2nd down and 8. 2nd down, 8 yards to go. Ball resting just outside the 46-yard line. 4:10 and counting in the first. See, if I'm the Sockies here, there's 22 seconds on the play clock. I'm not in a big hurry. But they are. Pinnock will go in motion out to the right side. Petty takes the snap, going to pitch it outside. Elliott looking for some room out there, and he's tripped up, taken down for a loss near the original line of scrimmage here. So a loss of 2 on the play, back to the 48, and it's 3rd and 10.
Petty could run that as an option and sprint out, read off the guy so that you get them to bite on him, then he pitches it out. That's where Elliott could have some more gain there.
Well, and I think what you're seeing with the option is teams aren't dumb. They look on film and see that Petty usually pitches the ball even before he gets much resistance. Yeah. So they're just going right after that running back. Now they'll hand it off on the left side. This is to McKee. McKee looking for some running room out here. He's going to get down near the 40-yard line, a gain of 8 on the play, and this will bring up a 4th and 2. So it'll be a situation where you will want to go for it here on a 4th and 2. And a big play early in this contest.
Get under center and go.
They'll have the I formation behind the quarterback, Petty. 2:55 and counting in the first quarter. Javen will be under center. Single receiver to the left-hand side. Might try a hard count here first. Petty does try a hard count. Still 15 seconds on the play clock. Plenty of time here. Lineman in a stance for a long time. Peterbo is the tight end on the right-hand side. They'll turn and hand it off up the middle and have the first down as the running back Elliott still trying to carry the pile. He's still pushing forward and is taken out inside the 35, near the 34. A pickup of 6 yards on the play when they needed 2, and a Saki first and 10.
First down of the night for Pittsfield.
Some might say I'm boring there, John, but I would do that again.
I would do it over and over again until they stopped you.
2:31 to play in the first.
6 yards is your longest play from scrimmage other than McKee's 8 on that little run outside. You could run that one, then run a counter off of it, and off you go.
High formation again. This time they'll pitch it outside to McKee. Breaks the tackle, and there's a penalty flag out in front as White's going to get called for a hold, it looks like here, as he tackled the man he was trying to block. And so instead of being down to the 32 for a 2-yard gain, we're going to repeat first down here in a moment. Referee tells us that the penalty is a block in the back against the Sakis. And
what
that'll
are we
be
doing
a
here?
10-yard penalty.
Oh, they're going to ask, do you want to take that penalty? And I would think yes, you want to take that penalty. He started to just walk it off before he asked.
Flag is about the 32, so it'll go back to the 42 and bring up a first and 18. So first down, 18 yards to go, 2:15 to play in the first. 7-0 Auburn on the Truck scoreboard. Saki's with a penalty here. Not a situation they want to be in offensively on first and 18. They're now back to the shotgun as Petty barks out the signals. He will hand it off. Elliott looking for running room, gets inside the 40, down near the 38-yard line. A gain of 4 on the play. It brings up a second down and 14.
Saki's had that super back in there a little bit, didn't they?
In Peterbo, he'll come off the field now, and Pinnock will come on at the wide receiver spot. They'll run a trip set to the right-hand side. Single receiver to the left is Jackson. Might want to see if they might isolate him over here. Petty's in the shotgun. 1:40 left in this first period. Javen Petty is back to pass. Sprinting out to his right, looking downfield, throws it up for grabs, and it's incomplete. Intended receiver was Allen, and it'll bring up a third down now, and 14 from the 36-yard line. 1:30 to play in the first. Clock stops on the incompletion. Real Twine, located just north of Pittsfield across from the airport, your local headquarters for concrete lawn ornaments, statues, fountains, benches, outdoor wall hangings, and so much more. Stop by and see Rick and Tracy Reel or call 217-285-5013. It is third down and 14 for the Sakis here from the 38-yard line. Petty back to pass. Trying to set up a screen. They had it sniffed out as Elliott was catching the ball with a man hanging on to him already. Down to the 36-yard line, a gain of 2, and it's 4th and 12. So 4th down, 12 yards to go from the Auburn 36-yard line, and they're going to bring the punt team onto the field here with 1:07 to play in the first.
On the 36.
Well, try to not punt it into the end zone here because that would only net 16 yards total. If you're Auburn, you're probably leery of this being a fake. It is a high snap. Cook will put his boot into this one. It's a soft little kick. The Sakis are going to have a chance to down it. They need to get on it, and it will go. Nice job, Tucker Cook. Inside the 5, down to the 3. Very nice job by the sophomore punter that time. And with 37.7 seconds to play in the third, Auburn will be back at their own 3-yard line. And just a phenomenal job by the sophomore kicker.
Field position is the name of the game an awful lot of the time. And
well, now you have to have your defense. Not allow Lancaster to come out and pick up a big ground on first down.
Yeah, if you can keep them bottled down here, then everything is difficult. It's difficult to punt from a position where you are right now.
First down, 10 yards to go from their own 3 for the Trojans.
They are very tight.
Quarterback Kern under center. He's just going to try to run that quarterback sneak they ran earlier, trying to get behind those big linemen, and has a little success with it here. Now he's stood up, and they finally do blow a whistle. Up near the 9-yard line. That's a gain of 6 on the play.
And if I'm Auburn, I'm not happy about that slow whistle there because, my goodness, the Saki defense was all trying to rip the ball away by the end of that play.
Brings up a second down, and should be about 4 yards to go. Actually, they're going to call it the 8, so we're going to call it 2nd and 5. And that's going to be the end of the first quarter. After 1, it's the Auburn Trojans 7, Pittsfield nothing. Second quarter play-by-play your way next on Central Illinois Sports.
Hi, I'm Gage Weir, and I'm running for Pike County Treasurer. Just like our Sockies and Wolves football under the Friday Night Lights, it's time to get our head in the game this November. As your treasurer, I will ensure to hit high marks of success, and I will not pass an opportunity to help keep Pike County affordable for all of us who call it home. As a lifelong resident of Pike County, I know the importance of dedicated and faithful elected officials who work tirelessly for Pike County. That is why we must break through the line of inefficiency and ensure transparency between government and the people it serves. Let's tackle Pike County's fiscal responsibility together. Don't fumble your vote. Vote Gage Weir for Pike County Treasurer this upcoming November.
Paid for by Gage Weir for Pike County Treasurer.
Welcome back on Central Illinois Sports with 1 quarter in the books. It's a 7-0 advantage for Auburn on top of the Pittsfield Sockies on the Trucks LLC scoreboard. Auburn will have the ball 2nd down and 5 yards to go from their own 8-yard line. So pinned deep in their own territory. Picked up a nice gain on 1st down. On just a little quarterback keeper behind the offensive line. That front has done well so far tonight. Moose Lodge 420. Hey, check them out each Friday for their specials. Moose Lodge 420. New special each week. They're always delicious. The food's hot. The drinks are cold at Moose Lodge 420 on Washington Street in Pittsfield. Check them out tomorrow for their pork chops as well. They'll be serving at 11 o'clock. 2nd and 5 here for Auburn from their own 8-yard line as we start the second quarter of play. They're a long way away from us down there here at Quincy Smithfield.
Sorry for the camera angle. It's just hard to get everybody in.
Quarterback Kern hands it off to Lancaster. He is not going to get much here. Be tackled down near the line of scrimmage. No gain, no loss. Maybe a gain of 1. We'll call it a gain of 1. Call it 3rd and 4. So Lancaster does fall forward for a single-yard gain as the box did move forward.
30 yards on 7 carries now for Lancaster.
So a 3rd down and 4 yards to go here. Just underway in the second period.
They're going to run that tight set again.
Yeah, they're going to try to get something outside on this side, I bet. Toward the left, your right, as you're looking at it right now on your screen. Nope, they're going to go back to pass. Kern looking downfield. He puts it up and has it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. Is that Barth again? No, it's the other Mr. Kern and Jackson Kern up to the 21-yard line. A gain of 12 on the play and a 1st and 10. So Talon to Jackson that time and Kern to Kern, and a 1st and 10 from the 21-yard line.
5th first down of the night for Auburn now.
And a big play there as they got out of the shadow of their own goalpost. Kern now in the shotgun with 2 receivers wide to either side. He'll turn and fake the handoff, pass it quickly to the right-hand side. This is Barth. Barth will be taken down shy of the 30-yard line near the 28, a gain of 7 on the play. It'll bring up a 2nd down and 3. So 2nd down, 3 yards to go here for the Trojans. Saki's running a lot of guys in and out. In fact, they bring 3 guys off the field. A brand new front on the defensive side. Kern in the gun. 10:45 and count into the second period. Looks to the sideline for the play call with 15 seconds on the play clock. He's back to pass. Has time. Now is pressured back there and is going to be taken down. Jaron White with the sack. Back inside the 25. They're going to give him forward progress to the 21-yard line. That's a loss of 7 yards on the play, and it brings up a 3rd and 10. That time White had him in the old bear hug there.
White caught him from behind, and I'm not sure Kern even knew he was coming.
Kind of rolled over together. 3rd and 10. 10-10 and counting in the second period. 7-0 Auburn. They scored on their first drive of the game, and it's been a stalemate ever since. Now the Trojans doing a little substituting on their side. Barth is going to be the man split out wide to the left-hand side. He has a touchdown reception on the night. 3rd down and 10. 4 seconds on the play clock. Kern is going to fake the handoff. He's back to pass. Wide open in the middle of the field. is Sawyer Smith, and he'll be taken down up across the 40 to the 44-yard line, a pickup of 23 yards and a 1st and 10 for the Trojans. I mean, he was wide open in that little RPO look. And a 1st down up now near midfield is Auburn. 9 minutes, 35 seconds of the clock keeps on ticking in this second period. 2 receivers to the right, a single man to the left. Kern will hand it off this time to Lancaster, looking for running room along the right side. He'll be taken down right at midfield. In fact, they'll say he's to the Saki 49-yard line. A whistle here. Not sure what that's about. To the Saki 49s, a gain of 6 on the play. And it brings up a 2nd down and 4.
Lancaster with those big runs on 1st down has really made it to where you can run almost anything on 2nd and 3rd.
2 receivers to the right. Yeah, I kind of wonder if they might not take a deep shot here on 2nd and 4. Kern in the shotgun. Calls the line set. Puts a man in motion in Barth. He'll fake the handoff to him now. Fake the handoff to Lancaster. Keep it himself. Looking for running room along the right side. Going to be taken down, but not before he picks up a 1st down as he's to the 46-yard line. Gain on the play of...
I think he's going to be short, Charlie, with that set.
I'm looking right down the line. From my
They're calling
vantage,
it 3rd down.
I'm literally looking right at it here, and the ball is past the down marker. I can see it. I'm right here.
I understand. I'm just telling you they're calling it 3rd down.
So they're going to call it a gain of 3, bring up a 3rd and 1. If you measured that, I'd bet you my bottom dollar that they have the 1st down right here. They'll hand it off to Lancaster, and he'll be tackled forward for a 1st down, so it's not going to matter as he's down to the 43-yard line. Needed 1, gained 3, and another fresh set of downs for this Auburn Trojan outfit. 1st and 10. Taking some time off the clock here as well, as they started with 37.7 seconds to play in the first. There's 8:27 and counting in the second quarter. They send the man back to pass, looking for Kern on the right side. He's got it. He is going to be tripped up, taken down, though, as the Sakis do a nice job tackling him out there in open territory. Connor Allen in on the stop for Pittsfield, back of the 46, a loss of 3 on the play. It'll bring up a 2nd down and 13. Jackson Kern on the catch that time. 2nd down, 13 yards to go. Receiver split out wide to this side is Clayton DiNardo, the junior.
Now he's going to have friends come over.
Bring a couple guys with him in Barth and Smith. They'll have a trip set left. Single receiver to the right. 7 seconds on the play clock. Kern, he is back to pass. Has some time. Looks down the middle of the field. It's picked off. Intercepted here by the Sakis. That looks to be Weston McAllister on the pick for Pittsfield. And the Sakis will take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. So McAllister steps in front of the pass and gives Pittsfield the ball back with 7:27 to play in the second quarter. 1st and 10 from their own 25. And the Saki defense gets the big takeaway here. So 1st and 10. Let's see if the offense can't get something moving here. 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left-hand side. Petty on the gun with Elliott standing 3 yards behind him, about 8 yards deep in the backfield. Javen Petty going to feel some pressure here. Gets it out quickly on the left-hand side. This is Jackson cutting back toward the middle of the field. Has a nice gain on 1st down. Up across the 30, down near the 35. If that's true, that's enough for a 1st down. And, no, they're going to spot it back at the 34. All right. So a gain of 9 on the play. It brings up a 2nd and 1. Jackson's first catch of the night. 2nd and a yard to go here.
He also had one earlier for a negative catch.
Well, his first positive catch of the night, John. I'm a very positive guy, I've been told.
I always knew you were.
2 receivers left, 2 to the right. Petty on the gun here. Shouts out with some instructions to the offensive line. Ooh, looks like a blitz possibly coming from
but
the
now
linebacker.
You know it, so
Moore is the linebacker. Looks like he's showing blitz. Petty will hand it off. No, he'll fake the handoff, pass it out to Moore on the left side. Moore going to finish the catch out there, has the 1st down up to the 38-yard line. A pickup of 4 yards on the play and a 1st and 10 for Pittsfield. So McKelvey Moore with the catch. kind of initiated the contact there as he finished it off.
Kind of thought he might be able to juke and get a couple more yards, but...
First and 10, 6 minutes, 24 seconds, and the clock counting down in the second period.
Chose to run right over that defensive back instead.
2 men right, a single receiver left. Low snap. Petty and the running back now collide, but the running back, Elliott, going to make something out of it as he gets it up near the 41-yard line. Just a badly timed play as the snap was not a good one to start with, and it brings up a 2nd and 7 after a 3-yard gain. Nice job by Elliott as he and Petty collided deep in the backfield there. It all starts with a snap. Dax Nutter's done a nice job most of this season. Have to remember he's just a sophomore out there as well. 5:45 to play in the second. He's got a nose guard lined up right across from him too. He's trying to keep out of the backfield. Now they'll put Pinnock in motion. Hand it to him on the jet sweep on this side. Cuts it back up the field. Has a good gain on the play. In fact, he'll be up near the first down marker. Got a nice block out in front from Luke Archer.
That's a first down.
To gain those extra yards up to the 49-yard line. A pickup of 8 on the play and a 1st and 10. So Pinnock on the end around with the first down up to the 49. It'll be trips right now. Pinnock is out here to the right along with Aiden Poore and Connor Allen. Out to the left is Jeremiah Jackson. 5:17 and counting in the half. Saki's trailing by a touchdown but trying to get something going here. Petty in the shotgun. Will hand it off to McKee. McKee cuts back middle of the field. Big gain on the play. 40, 35, 30. Written down inside the 30. Down near the 28-yard line. And the Saki 1st and 10 on a 23-yard run by Jason McKee. But it's coming back. There's a flag laying at the 49. You can just barely see it out there.
I was going to say, I don't even see it. It is, yeah. I see it now in the middle of the P.
So instead of a first down and a big-time play, it's going to be 1st and 20. Some would say. That stinks.
It's a tough time for that penalty. It's never good to have that penalty, but just gained a big play that it negates. And I'm not sure that the hold really even helped.
So it'll be 1st and 20 from the 39-yard line. In fact, that's at the 40, so it's about a 9-yard penalty. So we'll call it 1st and 19. How about that?
Refs are doing everything they can.
1st and 19 here. 5:04 to play in the half. Javen Petty trips left this time. Single receiver right. He goes back to pass. Has some pressure. Steps up into the pocket. Has to throw it away. And he got it to the line of scrimmage.
Oh, yeah.
That time.
It was definitely to the line. I mean, it was probably 8 yards past the line of scrimmage.
But was he outside the tackle areas? I guess he was. They'll call it a 2nd down. Good thing, because we figured out last week there's a lot of people that don't know what the intentional grounding penalty really is. Hey, we've got a timeout on the field by Pittsfield. We'll take it too. They'll have it 2nd and 19 with 4:57 to play in the half when we come back.
From our trucks to their lunch trays, to your local hospital, to your favorite pub, and to your kitchen table. For more than 60 years, Dot Foods and Dot Transportation have been stocking the shelves of your hometown. Sure, we've grown a lot. But at our core, we're still small-town, family-run businesses that care about our communities and the people who keep us running. Join the Dot family today and be part of something bigger.
This is Alexis, nurse practitioner.
This is Dr. John Olson. He is the best neurosurgeon.
Well, I paid her to say that.
However.
Many of the patients that Alexis sees, we talk about that day, and we're able to collaborate real time on the patients.
Having another provider that's not a surgeon work with the surgeon, I think you get the best of both worlds. If you have any neck or back pain, come see us in the Spine Center.
Second and 19 for Pittsfield. 4:57 to play in the half on the Trucks scoreboard. From their own 40-yard line following the incompletion and then the timeout. 2 receivers right, a single man to the left. Javen Petty in the shotgun. He will hand it off, looking Edwards this time. Edwards bounces off of a couple of guys, keeps the feet moving. Up across the 45, going to be marked down near the 46-yard line, a gain of 6 yards on the play. That'll result in a 3rd and 13 here. So a 3rd down and 13 for Pittsfield. 4 minutes, 35 seconds left in the half. Unity Payson leading Brown County 20-8 with 7:04 to play in the first half of their game. And a big game for both of those teams. Here's Petty, back to pass. Looking out to Peterbow. Peterbow with the catch, and he's going to be taken down right at the 45. So he'll lose a yard on the play, and it brings up a 4th and 12. And the punt team will be on. So a promising drive. That was negated due to a hold. And it'll result in another punting situation here for the Sockies on a 4th and 12, just shy of midfield. Smith and Kern back for Auburn. Cook puts his boot into this one. It's kind of a knuckleball down the middle of the field. It takes a bounce. Sockies need to down it, and they do at the 35-yard line. And that's where Auburn will start 1st and 10 at their own 35 with 3:39 to play in the first half. Although the Sockies didn't come away with points there, they did take nearly 4 minutes off the clock, which is a positive. The offense has not held the ball very long throughout the season. Any kind of a real sustained drive for the most part. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Trojans. Kern in the shotgun from his own 35. He'll hand it off to Lancaster. Lancaster going to be taken down on the play here by Lane Elliott along with Cordell McKee. Brings up a 2nd and 10. So no gain on the play by Lancaster.
Almost looked like Lancaster slipped as he was kind of going down before the tacklers got there.
Clayton Reinhardt's checked in on the right defensive inside now for the Sockies. So they've got Forshee in the middle and McKee and Reinhardt on the outsides, an all-sophomore defensive front with 2 sophomore middle linebackers. Here's the handoff to Lancaster, running right up the gut. He'll be taken down near the 40-yard line. A pickup to the 42, in fact, a 7-yard gain, and it brings up a 3rd and 3.
Lancaster with 40 yards on 11 carries now.
Now we see a new running back into the game. Cody Gill is in. Gill's a senior, wearing the 23 here this evening. The quarterback, Kern, in the shotgun. 2:25 and the clock counting down in the second period. Kern takes the snap. He'll hand it off to Gill. No, Kern's going to keep it coming back to the near side. Ooh, has a big hole. Across the 50, 45. Running away now at the 30. 25, 20, 15. And he'll be ridden down inside the 15 at about the 11-yard line, caught 12-yard line. A pickup of, 46 yards and a 1st and 10 from the Saukey 12. And just what they couldn't have happened there if you're Pittsfield happened. 2:11 to play in the half. 1st down and 10 from the 12. Have to wait for the chains to catch up to the referees.
Auburn had brought in a couple of superbacks, brought them both across the line, and had just an overload on the left side of the line that time.
Talon Kern hands it off to the running back. Looking for running room. Not much there this time. Lancaster, the ball carrier. He doesn't have much running room there. Maybe down to the 11. We'll give him a gain of 1. 2nd and 9. 1:53 to play in this half. Auburn has a 7-0 lead, and we have a whistle and a timeout. That is going to be charged to Pittsfield.
Their second.
1:49 to play in the first half. 7-0 Auburn on top of the Sockies. Back after this.
When you think of fall, what comes to mind besides pumpkins, honey, and football? How about fertilizer? Studies show more than 1/3 of your crop's yield is determined by fertilizer alone. Studies also show as much as 40% potassium and 30% phosphate gets tied up in stalks and residue, as well as high clay content. Nutrient Ag Solutions recommends Titan, which is an innovative fertilizer catalyst designed for use with dry fertilizer blends. Titan will keep nutrients from being tied up and increase fertilizer availability in your crop. Titan is a low-cost option to improve crop fertility. Contact your Nutrient Crop consultant today. Brian Dickut Trekking LLC has been in business since 1995. Brian Dickut Trekking offers hauling of liquid and dry fertilizer, grain, rock, feed, lime, with local and long-distance hauling. Brian Dickut Trekking is located at 1878 East 2100 Street, Camp Point. Call them at 217-257-8302. That's 257-8302. Long dumps, short dumps, hoppers, and tanks. When you need it hauled, trust the experts at Brian Dickut Trekking LLC in Camp Point. They deliver.
1:48 to play in the half. 2nd and 9 for Auburn from the Saki 11-yard line here. After the Pittsfield timeout, they've got one left. 2 receivers to either side. The quarterback, Talon Kern, will be in the shotgun. Calls for the snap. Hands it off to Lancaster. Lancaster right up the middle for a short gain. Down near the 9. Gain of 2. And this will bring up a 3rd down and 7.
Lancaster with 43 yards on 13 carries now.
So 3rd and 7 with 1 minute 30 seconds to play in the half. Saki's trying to get a stop here. Auburn's skill position players look to the sideline for the play call. Kern in the gun. 2 receivers stacked left, 2 to the right. Lancaster stands to his left in the backfield on a 3rd and 7 here. He'll fake the handoff. Lancaster couldn't get it. Kern now going to be taken down near the 5. A gain of 4 on the play, and this will bring up a 4th down and 3. So a 4th down and 3 from the 5 with 53 seconds and counting. I think Auburn's going to call a timeout here in a moment.
They've got 3 still.
So let's see how much time they want to run off the clock here before they call that timeout.
They can get a 1st down, so I wouldn't think they would want to burn through the whole thing.
Only 5 yards to go here, though. They're going to take a timeout. There's 10 seconds on the play clock. And with 31.5 seconds on the game clock, they do call the timeout. 7-0 Auburn, 31.5 seconds to play in the half. Back after this.
For the past 4 years, I've had the honor of serving our community as the Pike County Clerk and Recorder. Within those years, I have completed the first ever internal payroll audit in Pike County history, increased revenue with the recording department with implementation of record availability, and administered and or written over $3.75 million in grant monies. I would appreciate your support to continue this progress, and please vote Roseberry on November 8th.
Paid for by the Pike County Republican Central Committee.
31.5 seconds to play in the half. Auburn has a 7-0 lead, and John, is this a bad time to mention the Sakis have had some struggles in the waning moments of halves? Can they turn the tide right here?
They have. I mean, ideally you keep the score out here, but at least you made Auburn drive the ball the rest of that half. You didn't, those have kind of been the struggles that the Sakis have had in that they've given up multiple scores right before half, oftentimes where they had the ball, gave the ball away, and then gave them up 2 scores.
It is a 4th down and 3 from the 5-yard line right here. Have to watch the snap count first for the Sakis. Kern's in the gun. Calls the line set. Tried for the hard count. Didn't draw anybody off here. 31.5 seconds to play in the half. Kern now is going to line up under center. See if they try to run that sneak, and they do. Saki said nobody over the nose, and I think he might be in for a score. Nope, they're going to call him down short. He's got the 1st down all the way down to the 1-yard line. And did the ball come out?
I'm unsure here.
Yeah, Sakis are excited on the sideline, but about what? Auburn has a 1st down.
Yeah, Auburn has the 1st down. And it was like
they're down to the 1-yard line. We have people celebrating on the sideline like it was Christmas morning. We just got a shiny red wagon. It's 1st and goal from the 1. Kern's under center, and he runs right across the goal line for a touchdown. 23.2 seconds to play in the half. And makes it a 13-0 Auburn advantage. Now we have a penalty flag that flies late. And we'll see what this is about. Referee will tell us in a moment that it is a unsportsmanlike conduct penalty against Auburn. So that'll be assessed on the kickoff.
It's too bad you can't be like, I really want him to do it on the kickoff after half.
Yeah.
Can we delay that for a while?
Zach Ferguson still would like to speak with the referee because he believes that one of the refs pointed like Pittsfield had the ball on that play that they picked up the first down. The sideline was excited like they had turned the ball over, but if you looked at the where the ball was, they were at the 1 yard line, so it was a first down. And here comes more for the extra point attempt. 23.2 seconds to play in the half. And the referee will, he wants the play clock to reset. Where is Justin Noble when you need him?
It doesn't matter.
Down, the kick is up, and the kick is good. 14-0, the Auburn advantage, 23.2 seconds to play in the half. Back with you after this.
Trucks LLC will be located this fall in the new building at 14 East Industrial Park Drive in Pittsfield. Call 217-922-0044. Diesel repair service offering 24-hour roadside repair, mobile service units, semi-truck and trailers, farm and ag equipment, DOT inspections, hydraulic hose repair. Anything diesel, we can come to you along the road in the field or at your shop. It's Trucks. Call 217-922-0044. That's 217-922-0044. Time to be thinking about tax planning. You can count on Illinois FBFM for accounting, consulting, and tax preparation for farmers and businesses in Pike, Brown, and Adams County. Phone 217-593-7233. That's 593-7233. Illinois FBFM can take care of your farm accounting needs. Get your accounts in order for this tax season. Contact Jesse Shootman, Emily Matthews, and Brad Wellman. Illinois FBFM in Camp Point, working for you.
23.2 seconds to play in the half. Auburn will have to kick off from their 30-yard line as the unsportsmanlike penalty is assessed here.
It should be the 25, shouldn't it? It's a 15-yard penalty. You normally kick from the 40.
Oh, yeah, it is a 15-yarder, is it not?
Uh-huh.
Yep, there you go. Everybody was confused there for a moment, John. But not you. Not John. He's an expert on everything. Just ask him. Pittsfield looking for a good return here and see if they can't maybe steal a... How about an extra or a special teams touchdown? They haven't had one of those yet this year.
Be an exciting way to end the half.
3.2 seconds to play in the half. 14-0 Auburn on the Trucks LLC scoreboard. Moore has it teed up from his own 25. Edwards stands all the way back at his 25.
He needs to move up.
Really expecting Moore to boot this one. He's going to get the whistle from the official and kick it toward the right side. Kind of in a void. Edwards will take it on the bounce at the 25, 30, 35-yard line. That looks like a face mask to the 40-yard line. Now he's still dragging him down. There's another face mask. I mean, the Saki sideline was livid. Holy cow, they about ripped his poor little head off.
His helmet's on backwards, guys. I'd have to think it'll be a 15-yard variety.
Our pets' heads are falling off. The penalty flag is at about the 37-yard line. That should move it to the Auburn 48. Referee tells us this is a personal foul, face mask, against Auburn. He was very emphatic about all of those things.
Can you call it twice? Like if it happens both times, can you call it 2 times and it's a 30-yard penalty?
No, you can't have 2 live ball fouls.
Well, that's disappointing.
So this is going to go to the Auburn 48-yard line, and with 12 seconds to play in the half, Pittsfield will have the ball 1st and 10, 1 timeout in their pocket.
Matthew Edwards says they tried to rip my head off twice. Why can't we get 30 yards off of that?
Snapped his poor little neck around there. All right, 1st and 10. Petty stands in the gun. He's got a trip set to his right. A single receiver in Jackson to his left. 12 seconds to play in the half. Petty, the junior, puts Moore in motion right to left. He takes the snap, goes back to pass, looking for a screen, and it's picked off. An interception thrown here as Jackson Kern acted like he almost knew what was coming there, and he gets the interception at the 49-yard line and with 5.7 seconds to play in the half. Let's see what Auburn wants to do. They could take one shot at the end zone here. Camp Point Central and Beardstown had a good game. It looks like it's 22-14 Central. Near halftime in their game. Here it's 14-0 Auburn, just shy of the Little Jess Motors halftime show, where we'll have halftime stats and analysis. John will also be reciting the ABCs backwards and forwards in Spanish. So stay tuned for that. Only 5.7 seconds away. 2 receivers left, a single man out wide to the right, and Auburn's Coach Ryan Gardner wants a timeout to talk about this one. They're going to take a shot.
The play clock was at 0.
Oh, goodness. 5.7 seconds to play in the half. The final 5.7 seconds of the half. You're right next.
Time to be thinking about tax planning. You can count on Illinois FBFM for accounting, consulting, and tax preparation for farmers and businesses in Pike, Brown, and Adams County. Phone 217-593-7233. That's 593-7233. Illinois FBFM can take care of your farm accounting needs. Get your accounts in order for this tax season. Contact Jesse Shootman, Emily Matthews, and Brad Wellman. Illinois FBFM in Camp Point, working for you.
.7 seconds to play in the half. 14-0 the advantage for Auburn. They are going to take a shot here. If you're Pittsfield, here's what I would run if I was Auburn. A quick hitter on a little slant, and then toss it backwards to another guy coming across the other way on the old hook and lateral. Some call it hook and ladder. That's what the fire department has. Hooks and ladders. All right, Kern's in the gun. Very well could be the final play of the half. Puts a man in motion. Hands it off. Pitches it back. Sawyer Smith looking for blockers now. Now he's set. It looks like he's going to try to pass it downfield. He'll throw it away. And that was about as exciting as an Amish prom. 14-0 the advantage for the squad from Auburn here at halftime over the Pittsfield Sockies. We head to the Little Jess Motors halftime show with halftime stats and more your way after this.
Here at Little Jess, we value hard work, dedication, integrity, and leadership. We have a respect for heritage and tradition and believe in the pursuit of building legacies, breaking records, and putting forth award-winning results. That's why supporting schools and local teams is one of our favorite and most exciting parts of our business. For over 7 decades, we strive daily to use those same values as a foundation to meet our community's automotive needs and support our future generations. Little Jess Motors, serving our community since 1969.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the beautiful and historic city that is Pittsfield, Illinois, a community that feels like home.
Home to over 4,000 residents, a progressive and growing community serves as an amazing place to live, learn, work, and play. With civic, charitable, family, and recreational activities available, you'll never be bored here. Attend an event or festival. Play some disc golf on our new championship course. Spend the day fishing, or even catch a Civil War reenactment. As a community driven by success, Pittsfield provides numerous incentives to assist citizens and local businesses. Our goal in Pittsfield is to truly advance and prosper. Staying healthy is made easy here, with access to doctors, dentists, and other medical specialists throughout the community. People come to Pittsfield for a variety of reasons: stately historical homes, an abundance of natural resources, hunting, scenic areas along the Illinois and Mississippi rivers, festivals, recreational opportunities, and much more. People stay in Pittsfield simply because life here is great. Picture yourself in Pittsfield today.
Since 1921, Farmers State Bank of Camp Point has been a vital part of our community's history. We are proud of our growth, our community leadership, and our success, which is only possible because of all those who shared this journey with us. We are grateful to the generations of loyal customers, families, businesses, employees, officers, and directors who have shaped not only our story, but our entire communities. Thank you. We look forward to serving you and your future generations for the next 100 years. Farmers State Bank and Camp Point. Together, we are a strong, united community.
Welcome back on the Little Jess Motors halftime show. It is a 14-0 advantage for Auburn on top of the Pittsfield Sockies here at the halftime break. Halftime stats this evening are brought to you in part by Pike County Concrete. If you need concrete for your next job or project, give Pike County Concrete a call, 217-285-5548, with locations in Pittsfield and Jacksonville to better serve you. Well, taking a look at scoring drives of the first half, Auburn scored with 8:27 to play in the first half. Kern to Barthon, an 11-yard pass. The kick by Moore was good to make it 7-0. Trojans, and then they scored with 23.2 seconds to play in the half on a 1-yard run by Talon Kern. The kick by Moore again was good, and that's how we have arrived at this 14-0 halftime score. We take a break here on the Little Jess Motors halftime show. When we come back, John will have a look at the rest of your halftime stats, including individual and team statistics. Don't go away on Central Illinois Sports.
Time to be thinking about tax planning. You can count on Illinois FBFM for accounting, consulting, and tax preparation for farmers and businesses in Pike, Brown, and Adams County. Phone 217-593-7233. That's 593-7233. Illinois FBFM can take care of your farm accounting needs. Get your accounts in order for this tax season. Contact Jesse Shootman, Emily Matthews, and Brad Wellman. Illinois FBFM in Camp Point, working for you.
Illini Community Hospital is committed to providing high-quality specialty care close to home. We are pleased to welcome Dr. William Severino, urologist, and Dr. Mark Mount, ear, nose, and throat physician, to the consulting physician clinic team at the Castile Center. Specialty care is also provided for orthopedics, cardiology, podiatry, obstetrics, oncology, and more. Learn more by visiting IlliniHospital.org or call 217-285-2113, extension 3950 to schedule an appointment.
Are you short on time or budget, but your family is hungry? It's time for the Maya Authentic Mexican Restaurant in Pittsfield. Try the Maya Special, a crowd favorite. Delicious grilled fajitas, steaks, nachos Mexicano, salads in a tortilla bowl, the tastiest salsa and cheese sauce around, and the fastest service anywhere. You can afford it. It's the Maya Mexican Restaurant on Washington Street. Call ahead with your order and you can pick it up in the drive-thru, 217-285-4526. The Maya Restaurant in Pittsfield. Welcome to Westtown Ford, serving Central and West Central Illinois. When you're shopping for a new vehicle, we believe you need a comfortable ambiance, dynamic selection of vehicles, competitive options for financing, and high-quality service to feel confident and stress-free throughout the car buying process. At Westtown Ford, you will find just that, a great selection of Ford models and a team that will make the process as smooth as possible. Westtown Ford Lincoln in Jacksonville, just 30 minutes away from high prices. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. You've heard that phrase many times, and Rod Prentice in Pittsfield, your State Farm agent, is the guy you can count on to be your friend and neighbor in the insurance business. He has a complete line of insurance available for you from State Farm Insurance. You can reach him at 217-285-6930. Our family trusts Rod Prentice with all of our insurance needs. Stop by their office on Washington Street and see the girls. And Rod Prentice, your State Farm agent, 217-285-6930.
If your job situation is changing because of layoffs or restructuring, you may have to make several decisions. One important decision may be what to do with your retirement plan. Make sure your retirement stays on track. Derek Harris, your Edward Jones financial advisor, can help. Stop by the office at 1891 Main Street in Quincy, Illinois. Edward Jones, making sense of investing. Member SIPC.
Back on the Little Jess Motors halftime show on Central Illinois Sports. Little Jess Motors, they can help you out. They've got Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram vehicles in their main location in Quincy, Illinois. They're the place to go for your next vehicle purchase. Their staff is committed to making the car buying process simple and making sure each customer's needs are met. Learn more at littlejessmotor.com or stop by and see them at 3431 Main Street in Quincy, IL. With your halftime stats and a 14-0 lead for the Auburn Trojans, here's John.
First for the Pittsfield Sockies, they finished the first half with 3 first downs. Their leading rusher was Lane Elliott with 13 yards on 5 carries. 8 yards on 1 carry for Jason McKee, 6 yards on 1 carry for Matthew Edwards. 8 yards on 1 carry for Justin Pinnock, and 3 yards on 1 carry for Javen Petty. McKelvey Moore carried the ball 1 time for -2 yards to total out to 36 rushing yards. Quarterback Javen Petty was 5 of 8 passing for 62.5% for 13 yards with an interception. Passes completed to Jeremiah Jackson, 2 receptions for 8 yards. 2 yards on 1 catch for Lane Yellett, 4 yards on 1 reception for McKelvey Moore, and -1 yard on 1 reception for Draven Peterbow in the first half. So 36 rushing yards, 13 passing yards, 49 total yards of offense in the first half for the Sockies. For the Auburn Trojans, they finished first half with 10 first downs. Their leading rusher is their quarterback, Talon Kern, 59 yards on 9 carries, 43 yards on 13 carries for Trey Lancaster, 11 yards on 1 carry early in the game for Sawyer Smith, to a total 113 rushing yards. Quarterback Talon Kern threw the ball 6 of 9 times for 67% with an interception for 51 yards. Those passes were completed to Jackson Kern, 10 yards on 3 catches, 18 yards on 2 catches for Nathan Barth, and Sawyer Smith had a big 23-yard reception deep in the Auburn territory earlier in the game for 1 catch for 23 yards. Auburn was called for 3 penalties for 40 yards. The Sockies were called for 2 penalties for 20 yards in the first half of play.
I will say, John, one of the nice things about it being cooler, you can turn the lights on here in the press box at halftime, and the bugs don't bother you because, well...
they're very cold. They can't fly right now.
They're dead. 14-0 the advantage at the halftime break as Auburn has the lead over Pittsfield. We step aside on the Little Jess Motors halftime show. We'll take a look at some scores from around the area next.
For nearly 40 years, the Niebuhr Funeral Home has been serving our area with professionalism and compassion. This is our business, our hometown. You can be assured we take great personal pride in serving your family in your time of loss. We're locally owned. We're your friends and neighbors. We care about you and your family. Niebuhr Funeral Home, with locations in Pittsfield and Barry, serving our community with compassion and respect.
Here at Mountain Dew, it's easy to tell who really loves the outdoors. For one thing, there's the rack on your car and the hitch on the back of your truck. There's your garage full of toys, from dirt bikes to wakeboards. And there's your cooler full of Mountain Dew, always at the ready. Because when it's time to get out there, climb into your deer stand or your fishing boat, a cooler of ice-cold Mountain Dew, that's as important a piece of outdoor gear as your spinning rod or your four-wheeler. Mountain Dew. Get out and do.
PCRE Real Estate and Auction is your #1 resource for buying or selling real estate in West Central Illinois. With 2 office locations, one in Pike County and the other in Calhoun County, PCRE Real Estate and Auction is the place to go when you're looking to buy or sell farmland, recreational and hunting land, residential or commercial property. See our current listings at PCRERealestate.com or call us at 217-285-5800 for PCRE Real Estate and Auction.
Press Yours On You would like to wish all the area teams the best of luck this year. If you're looking to get your team shirts or just looking for spirit wear for yourself, remember Press Yours On You. We have over 1,400 square foot of retail space in our shop. Stop by and see us and check out our offerings. Business lets us help you promote your brand. Decoration methods we offer include screen printing, embroidery, and laser engraving. Thank you to everyone in our community for the support over the last 16 years. Thank you for supporting local. Press Yours On You, 506 West Wood, Camp Point, Illinois. Helena Agra of Camp Point, Illinois is a proud sponsor of the broadcast of Camp Point Central football. For all your seed, fertilizer, and ag chemical needs, the experts at Helena Agra, Brian Obert, Dustin Roskamp, are the guys to call. Let them show you the best seed, fertilizer, and ag chemicals to make your farming operation a success. Call 217-593-7761. That's 217-593-7761 for Helena Agra. Helena Agra says, go Panthers!
Welcome back on the Little Jess Motors halftime show. It is a 14-0 advantage for Auburn on top of the Pittsfield Sockies here at the halftime break. We can tell you that just before halftime, Camp Point Central leads Beardstown 28-14 in what has been a good game at Beardstown so far. And that's in a WIVC North matchup. Central trying to stay undefeated on the year. And Beardstown kind of fighting for a their playoff lives. So a big game being played there. West Central on top of Carrollton at the halftime break by a 22-0 lead. We can tell you Central A&M has a 21-0 lead in their game tonight as well. Quincy leads Geneseo 21-3 with 1:23 to play in the second quarter of their contest. So they're looking to move to 5-2 on the season and try to see if they can't punch a ticket into the playoffs as well with Coach Little. He's got a sophomore son playing the quarterback spot, and they've had a nice season so far. Jacksonville is on top of Decatur MacArthur 29-7 at the halftime of their contest. Trying to see what else we can get for you here. At half, Normal West leads Quincy Notre Dame by a 10-0 score. Let's see, it was 22-6, the lead at halftime for Lena Winslow over Dupec. Forreston leads Fulton 22-10 near halftime. Riverton and Porta are tied at 6 at the half of their contest. So some competitive games throughout the area and throughout the state here tonight, and always good to see some games that are within shouting distance, at least the halftime break. One that is not so much. Farmington leads Elmwood Brimfield 28-0 at the half of their contest in a Prairie Land Conference matchup. And I think, John, that's about all they wrote for a halftime.
About all
scores.
that's been tweeted so far, huh?
That's all that's been tweeted out there so far. But here it's a 14-0 game, and John, this is a game that if you're Pittsfield, a couple of plays, and you could be definitely in a one-score game, but you're down 14-0, which is the exact score you were down last week at Pleasant Plains. So you're looking to come out and get a sustained drive. Really, the biggest drive of the night for the Sockies was called back on a holding penalty. That looked like it could be as promising of an offensive series as they'd had in a while, but it was called back, and penalties at times have plagued the Sockies this year.
Yeah, the Sockies only called for 2 penalties, both of them on the 10-yard variety on the night on a couple of holds. But yeah, I mean, that would have been a 28-yard run for McKee and another first down, and you'd have had the ball. Where were they on the 37, 30? I was going to say, yeah.
Even inside, maybe the 25-yard line, but instead it was a big-time hold. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and so instead you were first and 20 from your own territory instead of being down on the opposite 25. Just a big turn of events because the hold happened way back basically at the line of scrimmage or a little bit behind it even. And, I mean, exactly that, little things can really change the game. I did feel like the Sockies at least did a good job of not giving up another score after that interception right before half, as we did see them do a few times this year. It's really demoralizing when you're in a game, and all of a sudden you give up 2 scores with a minute left in that first half. And
they
so
didn't
I think
do
that was an improvement.
That's a good step forward. 14-0 Auburn has the lead. I'll make a prediction for you, John. If they kick the ball to Matthew Edwards to start the second half, he'll run it back for a touchdown. That's my prediction. We'll see if it pays off when we come back after this break on the Little Jess Motors Halftime Show.
Wish you had extra cash for a vacation, a boat, a new car, projects around the house? Free up more cash for the things you want by taking advantage of low interest rates. Refinance your home with Great Rivers Bank and keep more of your money by lowering your monthly payment. Start the process online at greatriversbank.bank and work with one of our experienced loan officers to get the lowest rate possible. Great Rivers Bank, member FDIC, and an equal housing lender.
I am Shelley Brinicke. I'm a lifelong resident of Pike County. Pike County is a part of me, and I am distressed by the serious clerical and financial issues of the county right now. These clerical issues affect all county residents. It will take transparent communication and hard work to solve them. As county clerk, I would research, learn, and know the duties of the office. I'm conscientious, meticulous, and dedicated. I believe Pike County deserves the best in their elected officials, and that best can only come from a servant heart. Vote Shelley Brinicke for Pike County Clerk.
Paid for by Shelley Brinicke for Pike County Clerk.
Since 1921, Farmers State Bank of Camp Point has been a vital part of our community's history. We are proud of our growth, our community leadership, and our success, which is only possible because of all those who shared this journey with us. We are grateful to the generations of loyal customers, families, businesses, employees, officers, and directors who have shaped not only our story, but our entire communities. Thank you. We look forward to serving you and your future generations for the next 100 years. Farmers State Bank and Camp Point. Together, we are a strong, united community.
Did you know that Prairie Land FS doesn't just sell seed? They treat it and box it right here at one of their local facilities, then deliver it to your farm or fields. Growers trust Prairie Land FS to deliver top-performing crop protection products that promise the best performance before, during, and after the growing season. Prairie Land FS, your leading supplier of choice.
It is a 14-0 advantage here at the halftime break for the Auburn Trojans. And, John, before we start the second half, we'd be remiss if we didn't ask for prayers for the Sealock family and their difficult time. And we're thinking of Matt and Brianne and their entire family and what's been a difficult day for them. And really just our thoughts are with them, and kind of makes you remember very quickly that things like football games and extracurriculars are things you shouldn't just, maybe take as seriously, because there's some serious things that happen in life that are a lot harder than a 3rd and 13 or trying to get a defensive stop. So our thoughts and prayers are definitely with the Sealock family here this evening. Sockies are going to get the ball to start the second half. Matthew Edwards is back to receive. Been impressed by the young man that's done the kicking duty for this Auburn squad, and Anthony Moore. He's just a sophomore. A slew of sophomores on this team, but a big junior class for this Auburn team. They took their licking some as sophomores last year, John, but they've come out, and Auburn's got a long tradition of winning, and you don't want to be the team that puts together back-to-back losing seasons, and this one's working on making sure that didn't happen here tonight.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to do that, and if you're Auburn, but, that shows the Sockies what you can do if you work hard and can turn around in that next season if you come back and get better.
They're just about ready for the kickoff of the second half.
Thought maybe they were going to run the Stampede there for a moment.
That'd be more like the Trojan horse. Oh, he teed up the ball, and now he's going to walk it off again. He said, I messed up my steps. 1, 2, 3, 7. Shoot. Start again.
Uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco.
Yeah, sorry we didn't get to John's halftime performance. We'll work on it next week. ZYXWVUT.
Wait, it's got to be in Spanish, though.
ONMLK. No, forwards in Spanish. Here's the kickoff by Moore. He'll kick it. And it's going to be returned. Ooh, the man had to hit him with a face mask. So he picks it up and is like he's shot out of a cannon back there. I think that's Moore.
I believe it is.
And he'll be taken down up across the 35 to the 37-yard line. And that's where the Sockies will start 1st and 10 from their own 37. So McKelvey Moore returned the ball for the Sockies. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 37. And the Sockies on the attack here for the first time in the second half. 2 receivers right, 2 to the left-hand side as Javen Petty stands in the shotgun, puts Pinnock in motion left to right. He will hand it off to the back. Elliott looking for running room on the left side, going to be taken down shy of the 40 at the 39-yard line. Gain of 2 on the play. It'll bring up a 2nd down and 8.
Elliott with 15 yards on 6 carries.
Peterbow going to come in. Pinnock going to go out of the game. Those guys probably about the same height. Peterbow outweighs him by about
100 pounds.
Double, yeah.
At least. Yeah, well, yeah, that's because Justin just barely weighs 100 pounds.
2 receivers right. Petty in the gun. Going to try to run out of the right-hand side now. The running back takes a little stutter step in the backfield. The Elliott now puts his head down, trying to run through a tackler. Really does a nice job of keeping his feet moving. Going to see a penalty flag fly in here. I think it's going to be a face mask. Up to the 42 is where he's at, so he gained 3 yards. And I think we're going to see a face mask. Is it a 15 or a 5-yard variety here?
I think it'll just be a 5 glancing face mask, but we'll wait and see. Charlie is a Wookiee now.
Why are they wearing the headsets that they can do? There's a personal foul face mask against the defense.
He is very emphatic when he calls.
That's a first down. He's an angry elf. First and 10 for the Sockies.
4th first down of the night for Pittsfield. Yeah, that was only 10. You are correct.
You can count. You can count.
They only walked 10 off and then stopped. Somebody said, hey, that's not 15.
So it'll be to the 45-yard line of Auburn, first and 10. 11:08 to play in the third. Petty takes the snap, hands it off to Elliott, looking to get behind the blockers. Not going to try to break it outside of the 40. Makes a man miss at the 35. Another face mask penalty. Elliott still running hard for yards all the way down to the 30-yard line. A pick above 15 yards, and they'll add on after the fact with the penalty flag here. Will it be a 5 or a 15? I feel like we've played this game before just a moment ago. The referee comes. He's in the white hat. So this is a face mask, only 5 yards. He was much gentler that time. So 5-yard penalty will take it down to the 25. It'll be a first and 10 for the Sockies on a good drive to start the second half. They'll put it really at the 26, in fact. And a first and 10. 10:53 to play in the third. Petty in the shotgun, 2 receivers left. He takes the snap. Will hand it off on the right-hand side. Lane Elliott looking for running room inside the 25 down to the 24-yard line. A gain of 2 on the play. This will bring up a second down and 8.
Elliott with 35 yards on 9 carries now. Really carried the load so far in the second half.
Auburn doing some switching now on the defensive side. Pittsfield looks to the sideline for the play call here. 2 receivers right. Single man out to the left-hand side is Jeremiah Jackson. 10 seconds on the play clock. Stockey's still yet to come set. Now 5. I got to call a timeout. 10:02 to play in the third. 10:01 to play in the third. And Pittsfield has to burn the timeout as the play call just did not get relayed in quickly enough. There was some confusion, it looked like, between a long discussion, I should say, between Petty and the running back that time, trying to explain what was supposed to happen. So Pittsfield burns the timeout, a well-used timeout there, better than to take the penalty and move back 5 yards.
Better than to take the penalty or to run a confused play where the running back is going to get the ball and not know where he's supposed to be going.
I would agree. Waters Concrete, Tim Waters and Company. They offer quality concrete for your new build, driveways, decorative patios, anything with concrete. It's Waters Concrete, ready to serve you. 309-252-1052. Doing solid work for you. It's Waters Concrete. Second and 8 here for Pittsfield. 10:01 to play in the third. Following the timeout, their first of the second half. From the Auburn 24-yard line. Petty in the shotgun. 2 receivers right. Elliott stands behind him. They'll give it off to Elliott. Running back to the right-hand side. Has a good block in front of him. Breaks a tackle. Stretches out down to the 15-yard line. Gain 9 and a first and 10. Coming a fresh set of downs again for Pittsfield. As Laney Elliott's coming out running with a little extra firepower behind him to start this second half.
Just eating his spinach at halftime, like Popeye. Michael Jordan.
Now we're going to see
I think he would have been a good football player if he would have chosen to play, but I don't think he did.
Referee wanted to get the box reset down there. It said third, but now it's first. Now they'll reset the play clock.
Don't you think Michael Jordan would have been a good football player?
Probably. LeBron was. So then you could have an argument on who was the better football player.
There you go.
Here's Petty, going to pitch it outside. Elliott looking for the corner, not much there. He'll be taken down inside the 15 to about the 14-yard line, a gain of a yard on the play. It'll bring up a second down and 9.
I think he made a good decision turning it up when he did, because there just wasn't going to be anything any further out.
Nope, gained a yard. Just over 9 minutes to play in this third period. Pittsfield with a second down and 9 yards to go from the 14-yard line of Auburn. Trailing 14-0. Play clock not running here. Petty. Oh, goodness. They had a man jump early on the left side from the guard spot. And that'll move him back 5 yards. And so instead, it'll be a 2nd and 14. It's the stuff we were talking about, John, just penalties and that sort of thing that take you back yardage. The Saukeys struggle enough gaining the yardage they need on a 1st and 10. Now they're going to have to gain more than 10 even to get a fresh set of downs.
Going to be at about a 2nd and 14.
From the 19-yard line. 2 receivers right. Petty takes the snap. He hands it off. No, keeps it himself. Going to run to the right. Looking for blockers. Pitches it outside now to Connor Allen. Allen will rush for it down near the 10-yard line. So a little, hey, how do you do? Pass right at the end of that. That'll gain 9 yards and bring up a 3rd and 5. A little creativity.
Allen gets all those. Petty says, that's not fair. I ran most of those.
And it'll be a 3rd and 5. 2 plays to pick it up. They'll bring the I formation into play. Puterville will be the tight end now. And what's the whistle about here? 12 seconds on the play clock. Pittsfield's got to go. 8:23 to play in the 3rd. Petty under center. Hands it off to the first back. That's Yelliot. Yelliot looking for running room up the middle. Going to be down near the 6-yard line. A gain of 4, and it's going to bring up a 4th and 1. So 4th and 1 here for the Saukeys from the Auburn 6. A huge play right here. 7:57 to play in the 3rd. I formation behind the quarterback, Petty. They've got Allen in as an extra blocker on the right side. Petty fumbles the snap. Fumbles the snap, and Auburn's going to stop him either way, even if they didn't recover it. It's Auburn ball.
Petty would have lost a couple there. Almost looked like the snap came before he was ready for it.
I think they were going on a 0 count. He fumbles right at the 6, and they'll turn it over on downs right there. 7 minutes, 43 seconds to play in the 3rd, and a drive that looked to be fairly promising for Pittsfield comes up with no dice.
Auburn gets the ball in the 6.
1st and 10 from their own 6 with 7:43 to play in the 3rd. Kern will hand it off. Lancaster looking for running room. Not a lot developing on this play. Looks like he's going to gain up to the 7, a gain of a yard on the play. It'll bring up a 2nd down and 9.
Lancaster with 44 yards on 14 carries now. He's really carried the load tonight.
Yeah, has carried it quite a bit, that's for sure. Second time Auburn's been backed up deep in their own territory. They successfully, the last time, got out of their own goal post.
On a passing play.
Threw an interception later. Now they're going to try to pitch it outside to Lancaster, looking for some blockers out in front. Cuts it up. He'll be taken down up across the 10 near the 12-yard line. Pick up a 5 on the play and brings up a 3rd and 4. It's really the first time they've tried to run Lancaster much to the outside that I remember. And, it's going to be about a 5. About 3rd and 5 here. Six minutes, 35 seconds and counting to the 3rd. Trips left, single receiver to the right. Talon Kern, the quarterback in the gun, in a naked backfield. He'll throw to his left. He has his intended receiver in Barth out there. He takes a big hit from Yelliot.
And the ball came out. So
and it's
no
an
catch.
incomplete pass as he knocked it free. And that'll be a 4th and 5 and a big hit by Yelliot. Here comes the punt return team onto the field for the Saukeys. 6:24 to play in the 3rd. And Moore will punt from his own end zone. Stands right on the goal line. They're really expecting to boot it as Edwards is all the way back at his own 40.
Wow.
This kid can punt it 60 yards in the air. I'll be impressed. 6:24 to play in the 3rd.
He's headed to the NFL.
It's a high snap. He comes down with it, puts his boot in it. It's a high punt. Edwards will come up and now whiff on it.
Leave it alone.
He missed it. And
nobody touched it.
Yeah, he just whiffed on it.
Yeah.
And it'll be Pittsfield ball.
Nobody touched it.
1st and 10. The Auburn sideline thought he had touched it, but he didn't. He just whiffed on it. Went over his head. And Pittsfield will start 1st and 10 from their own 44 with 6:11 to play in the third. Illini Express here to serve you with walk-in medical care when you need it. Open 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. every Monday through Friday. Check that Monday through Saturday. Illini Express serves patients ages 18 months and older. Learn more about their services at IlliniHospital.org. The referee fairly emphatically says it's Pittsfield ball here.
He definitely did not touch the ball. I mean,
no, he missed it. It went over his head.
Yeah, set the
now
ball.
We have an unsportsmanlike conduct call now against the Sockies.
Well, okay. That's not going to help things.
No. So instead of starting at the 44, they're going to start back at the 29. This is the kind of things you're talking about, John. Just can't get out of your own way. What's there to be unsportsmanlike about that? I mean, you missed it. Trips left.
Be glad that you missed it.
Petty in the shotgun. He will hand it off. Ball carrier runs up across the 30, near the 32-yard line. That's Elliott, I believe, as they roll off the pile here.
Yeah.
It is. He'll gain
a short one.
They're going to mark him with a 31. Again, a gain of a yard on the play, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. 2nd down, 9 yards to go here. Trips left, single receiver to the right. Weston McAllister, Javen Petty in the shotgun. That was a flashback for a moment. That is Weston McAllister.
That was Weston McAllister. That's why you said it.
I'm about to say, I'm like, man, it looked a lot like McAllister, and it is, who took the snap. His first snap that he's taken of the season.
There was a flag that came in very late.
McAllister gains 2 yards on the play up to the 33-yard line, and then a flag flies in, and let's see what this is about here. The referee tells us it's going to be against the Sockies. But what is it? It's going to be, you watch, it's going to be unsportsmanlike here, the way they're talking about this thing, and they're about to write a number down. Dead ball, personal foul against the Sockies. 77 is who they call it on, the official tells us. That's Jaron White.
Probably shut your mouth.
Well, I think he might have hit a guy right at the end of the play. It just wasn't needed. Back to the 21.
That makes it a lot harder.
So that'll be a 2nd and a mile and a half. It's about a 2nd and 20 from their own 21-yard line.
Petty's back in there now.
And a whistle, and the referee from the near side says what?
I don't know.
He said, was it a dead ball foul? No, it's a live ball foul. That's what they're going to ask about. Is it a dead ball or a live ball? It's a live ball foul. It happens still within the within the play itself. It wasn't an unsportsmanlike. It was a personal foul.
Yeah. So it's a repeated down.
They're going to now get together and talk about it. With 5:24 to play in the third and a 14-0 game, and say it is.
They're going to say it's 3rd down, and I don't know why. Evidently it was a dead ball foul.
Oh, 3rd down now. Seen it all. Petty's back to pass. He scrambling around back there. Throws a deep downfield for Allen. He leaps, but can't bring it in. Incomplete pass will stop the clock and bring up 4th down. Still not really sure about
why it's 4th down?
How that happened.
I mean, it was definitely right at the end of the play, which would still make it live ball even if the whistle's blown. This is the problem with not having enough football officials.
Yeah. They're a man short now on the punt team.
Because White is out. Looks like they're maybe looking at a hand down here on the sideline for him.
2-1. They do just get it off. Cook puts his boot into this one. End over end kick. The man's going to let it bounce. Now Smith's chasing it back there.
Why is he chasing it?
He will get away from it, and it will roll out of bounds right at the 40-yard line. So that's where Auburn will take over 1st and 10 at their own 40 with 5:13 to play in the third, leading 14-0 on the Trucks LLC scoreboard. So, Sockies have shown some promise at times in this second half, but still have not got any points to show for it. And now Auburn with halfway decent field position, starting 1st and 10 at their own 40-yard line. Curran in the shotgun. He'll pitch it outside. Lancaster's got some blockers out in front. He'll cut back, be taken down just shy of midfield at about the 48-yard line. A gain of 8 yards on the play, and this brings up a 2nd down and 2. And now a whistle as there's a penalty flag. And what are we going to have here?
Is there a hold at the end of the play?
Hold against the Trojans. So at about the 45-yard line. So that'll move it back to the 35 and bring up a 1st and 15.
70 yards on penalties on 6 called penalties now against Auburn.
So that negates that run. And brings up a 1st and 15 from the 35. 5:01 to play in the third. Two receivers right, a single man to the left. Curran in the shotgun. Lancaster stands just behind him. They'll hand it off to Lancaster, looking for running room. Turned back inside by Allen out there. Now the Sockies can't get him on the ground. He spins free, still trying to fight for yards, and now they finally will take him down at about the 36-yard line. A gain of a yard on the play. That brings up a 2nd and 14.
Lancaster kept moving laterally and just never could turn upfield.
2nd down, 14 yards to go.
Sockies couldn't bring him down, but he wasn't gaining anything.
Just over 4.5 minutes to play in the third. Bowlers Universe, they're open Monday through Thursday until 10 p.m. Fridays until midnight. Saturdays 4 to midnight. They have many menu items, a great selection of craft beers as well at Bowlers Universe in Pittsfield. Trips left. Kern is back to pass, looking for Barth over here. Barth will break free, get out of bounds near the...
There's going to be a hold there because the man literally took the man he was blocking down.
Yeah, penalty flag is back at the 38-yard line, so this is going to again be for not.
I mean, that's what I believe it will be.
I think it's a block in the back.
Either way.
Yeah, he hit the guy from behind. So it'll be from the 38-yard line. That'll move it back to the 28. Add another 8 yards onto this mess, and it's going to be 2nd and 22. A lot of penalties against Auburn here in this game.
The Saukey defense can't figure out where to go because they haven't set the ball yet.
4:08 to play in the third. Well, you should know it's against them, and you're going to turn it down. I mean, or you're going to accept it.
You're going to accept it. You're not going to turn it down. Nope, they're going to pick it up and wave it off.
Wait, what?
They just picked the flag up. They just waved off the flag. I don't understand that one because it was definitely a hold or a block in the back there, but...
So up to the 49 they go, so it is a gain of 13 yards, and instead of a 2nd and 22, it's 3rd and 1. It's Barth.
Barth, thank you.
Well, what do you get together, and did you review it in your mind? Now they're going to say it's a 1st down.
It can't be a 1st down.
Well, it can be.
Well,
because it is.
Wow. Okay.
So 1st and 10 now from their own 49 for the Trojans. 3:58 to play in the third.
Now we were just kidding.
Kern in the gun. Takes the snap. Hands it off. No, he's back to pass. Looking deep to the right. It is caught on a heck of a catch by Sawyer Smith. Smith down to the 25-yard line. A gain of 26 yards. And a 1st and 10 now in Saukey territory at the 25. Up quickly to the line are the Trojans. 3:40 and counting in this third period. Trips right. Single receiver to the left. Kern's back to pass. Looking for that little quick hitter on the right side. Has his man out there. See who that is that comes off the pile. Out of the 25 inside to about the 23. That's Kellen Davis wearing the number 2 tonight, the senior. Takes it down to the 23. A gain on the play of 2 yards. Brings up a 2nd down and 8.
92 yards passing on 13 attempts now for Talon Kern.
3:03 7 left in this third period. 2nd down and 8 from the Saki 23. Trips left. Kern is back to pass. Little shimmy shake. Now he's going to go deep downfield, looking toward the end zone, and the intended receiver that time was Clayton DiNardo. The pass was too long for the man, and an incomplete pass will stop the clock with 2:51 to play in the third and bring up a 3rd and 8.
If this were the NFL, that would be an uncatchable ball, but in high school it doesn't matter.
Yeah, no such thing. So 3rd down, 8 yards to go. Clock not ticking now with 2:51 to play in the third due to the incompletion. Auburn has a 14-0 lead. Nobody has scored yet in this second half. Auburn scored with 23 seconds to play in the first half to make it this 2-score game. Looking to convert on a 3rd and long 8. Kern keeps it himself. Saki's dive at him, miss him. He's inside the 15, down to the 14, and has the first down. A pickup of 9 on the play and a 1st and 10 for the Trojans.
Kern was 68 yards on 10 carries, most of those in the first half, but big yardage.
Yeah, they were chasing the running back that time rather than staying home and got burnt. Now they'll hand it off to the running back, Lancaster. He'll be stood up, taken down right at the 10. Gain of 4. 2nd and 6 here with 2:28 to play in the third quarter.
Lancaster coming out now.
They'll bring young Mr. Cody Gill into the game, a fellow Trojan who is a senior. Lancaster's just a junior. Gill going to get the carry, running up the gut. That was some resistance around the 8. Powers ahead, though, to the 6. A gain of 4 yards, and this brings up a 3rd down and 2. So 3rd down and 2 yards to go, just under 1:45 to play in this third period. On the Trucks LLC scoreboard, it's Auburn 14, Pittsfield nothing. On 3rd and 2, Lancaster has a check back in. Kern takes the snap, hands it off to the running back.
It was Gill, I believe.
No, it is Gill, not Lancaster. He is taken down after a short gain. They're going to mark him forward progress. Inside the 5 to around the 3-yard line, enough for a 1st down as he gains 3, and it'll be 1st and goal from the 3.
15th first down of the night for Auburn.
So 1st and goal from the 3-yard line, 1:23 to play in the third. Why is the clock not running?
Not sure. It was a run in
Under
bounds.
center now is Kern. They're going to try that quarterback sneak again. He'll be shy of the goal line, down to about the 1. Gain of 2. 2nd and goal from the 1-yard line now.
Telling Kern is a hard runner for sure. He's got 70 yards on 11 carries now.
2nd and goal from the 1.
I'd say they're going to do that again.
This man's got to get off the field for Pittsfield. Now he does. Not in a particular hurry. Pittsfield, now they go on a quick count, and Talon Kern is in for the score. So Kern, for the 2nd time tonight, takes it in from 1 yard out. And with 54.7 seconds to play in the third, Auburn has a 3-score lead. A drive that started at their own 40 with 5:13 to play in the third. Finishes with a touchdown with 54 seconds to play, 54.7 in fact. And now Moore will come on for an extra point attempt here. His shoe came off, so he's having to retie that. They'll give him an opportunity to tie his shoe, I would think.
Nope.
No,
Start the play clock.
You get 25 seconds.
The ball is set. Let's go.
The ball is tipped.
Yeah, that's different.
And
It's a whole different
there
game.
you are.
This is not a national championship.
You're running for your life? Why are you running for your life in a basketball game?
I don't know. Well, why are you a shooting star?
Holding down. The kick is up, and it's good to make it 21-0. Trojans on top of the Sakis. 54.7 seconds to play in the half. And we are back with you after this.
For nearly 40 years, the Niebuhr Funeral Home has been serving our area with professionalism and compassion. This is our business, our hometown. You can be assured we take great personal pride in serving your family in your time of loss. We're locally owned. We're your friends and neighbors. We care about you and your family. Niebuhr Funeral Home, with locations in Pittsfield and Barry, serving our community with compassion and respect.
Here at Mountain Dew, it's easy to tell who really loves the outdoors. For one thing, there's the rack on your car and the hitch on the back of your truck. There's your garage full of toys, from dirt bikes to wakeboards. And there's your cooler full of Mountain Dew, always at the ready. Because when it's time to get out there, climb into your deer stand or your fishing boat, a cooler of ice-cold Mountain Dew, that's as important a piece of outdoor gear as your spinning rod or your four-wheeler. Mountain Dew. Get out and do.
54.7 seconds to play in the third. Auburn on top now, 21-0 on the Trucks LLC scoreboard. I can tell you with 4:46 left in the third quarter at Beardstown, it's Camp Point Central 28, Beardstown 22.
Beardstown hanging right in there.
Yeah, they are. Dandy game there. Here it is a 21-0 Auburn advantage as they get their first score of the second half. And Pittsfield still looking to find a way to break out of the scoreboard. Here's the kick by Moore. Little low-line drive kick going to be headed out of bounds, and that'll be a penalty. I'll make them re-kick.
I agree. I don't think they will. They're not going to. They're sending the offense out. They'll get the ball on the 35. I would make them re-kick. That would be your...
It might be your best chance to score.
It would be your second worst field position of the day.
You know what I'm saying? Make them re-kick, and maybe Edwards breaks one for a touchdown. I don't know. They won't. They're going to have them set up at the 35, 1st and 10 with 54.7 seconds to play in the third.
You don't have speed as wide open as you do on a kickoff or a punt return in any other play, basically. Well, now we're going to set the ball in the other hash.
Right in the middle.
We're going to set the ball in the middle. Okay.
1st and 10 from their own 35 for the Sockies. Petty in the shotgun. 2 receivers right, 2 to the left. Puts a man in motion left to right. He'll hand it off to Moore, and man, that man sniffed it out nicely. In on the tackle that time for the Trojans was that Moore, the kicker? I think it is.
I think it was. Sockies have run that play twice, and it is...
not Moore, the kicker. Somebody wearing 35. We don't have a 35.
I told you we had a 35 that wasn't listed on the roster before when we started the game.
Moore lost 2 on the play.
Yeah, we've lost 4 on that play in the game so far. We've not been able to get the blocks to make it work.
Brings up a 2nd and 12, and now flag, and we have a first false start against the Sockies. So that'll make it 2nd and 17 now.
One of the linemen had come set and kind of bobbed.
Bob.
Not Bob.
Bob Baran.
That's different. That's Barbara Ann.
2nd and 17, Barbara Ann. Back to pass is Javen Petty, looking to set up a screen to Elliott. He breaks a tackle, still on his feet up across the 40, spins forward, and is finally taken down up near the 46-yard line, and that'll be a first down on a gain of 14 yards. 18 yards. Call it an 18-yard gain. Couldn't be a 14-yard gain and a first down because it was 17 to go. So it's an 18-yard gain. And a 1st and 10 from their own 46. As Elliott finishes the third quarter with a positive note for the Sockies. They trail Auburn 21-0 as we head to the fourth on Central Illinois Sports.
For the past 4 years, I've had the honor of serving our community as the Pike County Clerk and Recorder. Within those years, I have completed the first ever internal payroll audit in Pike County history, increased revenue with the recording department with implementation of record availability, and administered and or written over $3.75 million in grant monies. I would appreciate your support to continue this progress, and please vote Roseberry on November 8th.
Paid for by the Pike County Republican Central Committee.
I love working in spine care because when patients get better, there's no better feeling than that.
We both, Alexis and I, take a lot of time listening to their story, which is important so the patients know that we are caring and are thinking about them and not just about their back or just about their neck. You start with the story, you add the exam information, and then you come up with what's causing this problem, and then a treatment plan.
Pittsfield will have a 1st and 10 as we start the 4th and final quarter of play, trailing Auburn by a 21-0 count after 3 periods. Pike County Express is your local family-owned newspaper. They've been serving the community since 1991. Check them out each Wednesday on a newsstand near you. 1st and 10 from their own 46-yard line for the Sockies. Javen Petty is back to pass. Tried to wind up to send it deep, and instead he's going to wind up on the ground in a sack. Stepped up into a spot that just wasn't open that time. Loses back to the 43. A loss of 3 on the play. Brings up a 2nd and 13. Quarterback sack there. 2nd and 13. So they end the quarter with a positive play. Start the next with a not so positive rendition. Here's Petty, going to swing it out to Yelliott out of the backfield. He's going to break a tackle, stays on his feet across the 45, and is taken down. And now here's another late hit on Jaron White. Another one.
That'll end his night, I would think, won't it?
That's not an unsportsmanlike. It's just going to be a late hit, so no, it won't. But instead of setting up in a 3rd down situation, it's going to be a
we're going to have, about a 3rd and 6?
Personal foul against the Sockies. It's going to be a 3rd and about 7.
75 yards and penalties on 7 called penalties now against the Sockies. And are they going to make it 2nd down or 3rd down?
Let's see if it was a live ball penalty or a dead ball penalty. Personal foul. They're saying it is 3rd down. Again.
It's incorrect both times.
3rd and a mile. Where is the ball? At the 32. They've got to get all the way up to the Auburn 44. That's 3rd and 24. I don't know a lot of things that I know, but I don't think that's right. Still in a live ball situation. Petty now feels some pressure. Rolls out to his right, looking downfield. He will throw it toward the sideline. Tried to get Allen over there, and he's now hit on the sideline. Goes out of bounds. And it brings up 4th down, stops the clock with 11 minutes left.
He was almost able to bring that ball in.
Yep. Punt team on the field here for the Sockies. Cook will punt from his own 18. Gets a good snap, puts his boot into this one. Another good punt. Smith will take it, and he fumbles it and dives, and the ball's loose.
I believe he fell on it, but yeah, he ended up with it.
Lane Foster was right there on him, and Auburn fortunate to recover that at their own 40-yard line. 1st and 10 at their own 40 with 10:52 to play in the contest. Waiting for the ball to come in.
If we could just play with one ball and move on, it would be a lot easier.
Yeah.
Are they really that different?
Kern in the gun. 2 men right, 2 men left. Hands it off to Lancaster. Looking for running room left side. He'll be drugged down up near the 46-yard line. Gain of 6. Brings up a 2nd and 4.
Lancaster with 60 yards now on 18 carries.
Starting to wear on him a little bit, isn't he?
He is.
10:27 to play. 2 receivers right, 2 to the left. Kern again hands it off to Lancaster. Trying to get outside. Connor Allen's got him tracked down to the backfield, and they'll take him down. Take him down for a loss here at about the 43. A loss of 3, and brings up a 3rd and 7.
Carly, I don't know who the lineman was that pulled across that time, but he took one of the Saukey defensive linemen out and just completely flattened him. Lancaster just never could get to that block.
3rd and a long 7 here. Closer to 3rd and 8, in fact. Kern in the gun. 2 receivers left. He nearly drew the Saukeys offsides.
Houston, Miami.
Bermuda, Bahama. Here's Kern, lobs it up down the sideline looking for Smith off of his fingertips and out of bounds, and that'll stop the clock with 9:31 left and bring up a 4th down and 7, and I would assume Auburn will send the punt team on the field here. And they will. Here's Moore on to punt. Moore is on to punt.
Well, I'm hoping they figured that out by now. Obviously, they hadn't.
Good God Almighty! They were a man short.
They were a man short,
return.
and Coach was having to scream, "Hey, it's punt return! It's punt return!"
How? How does that continually happen? It's a high kick, not extremely deep. Edwards will let it bounce. Now it'll take a favorable bounce for the Saukeys, and they're still trying. Still trying to down it.
That ball.
Why was there a Pittsfield man involved in that?
I have no idea why he ended up in the middle there, but he did.
Who is that?
I don't know, but he
That's Robinson?
It was Jake Robinson, and I don't know why he was in the middle of that, but
I mean,
he decided he was going to down it, I guess.
What in the world? So they'll get it 1st and 10 at their own 35.
Know the game.
Yeah, just like, what are you? Get away. Poison. Poison is bad.
You don't want it.
9:18 to play in the contest. 1st and 10 from their own 35. Petty in the gun. Quick pass out to Pinnock. Looking for a blocker. Cuts up and is taken down near the 34. That's a loss of a yard on the play. And brings up a 2nd and 11. 2nd and 11. Real Net and Twine, located just north of Pittsfield. Stop by and see Smilin' Rick and Tracy Real for all of your concrete lawn ornaments, statues, fountains, benches, and much, much more. It's Real Net and Twine. Now Pinnock comes out of the game. Moore comes in.
Tracy's not smiling?
Oh, Tracy's always in a good mood.
Okay.
They'll put Moore in motion. They'll hand it off to Yelly. It breaks a tackle in the backfield. Finally tripped up, taken down near the 42-yard line. A gain on the play of 8 yards, and this will bring up a 3rd and 3. 3rd down, 3 yards to go with 8:25 and counting in this contest.
Elliott with 58 yards on 14 carries. At half, he had 13 yards, so he's had 45 in the second half.
Trips right. Petty is back to pass. High ball, but it's caught by Jeremiah Jackson. He's got enough for a Saukey 1st down to the Auburn 40. A pickup of 18 yards and a 1st and 10 in Trojan territory. Good grab that time by Jeremiah Jackson and a 1st and 10 for Pittsfield. They're up to the line quickly. Petty looking to make something happen now. He'll throw it at the last moment. A penalty flag flies in.
He was across the line of scrimmage, I believe, when he threw it. It may have been lateral.
The penalty came from the back judge, so I would say...
a hold?
Yeah. Let's see what the back judge tells us here.
The hold actually happened forward of the line of scrimmage there.
Could have had an illegal man downfield.
Could have.
The referee tells us it's a hold at the 37, so that'll move it back to the 47 and bring up a 1st and 17. If Auburn, I guess, accepts the penalty, which you would think they would.
Yeah, I would say they will.
1st and 17.
Yeah.
From the 47 with 7:53 to play.
Saukeys 8 penalties for 85 yards now. 65 of those in the second half.
Why's the ball at the 50?
Long legs.
Penalty flag was at the 37. Why is the ball at the 50? Just picked it up at the 37.
Because they decided to walk it off from the line of scrimmage instead of from where the flag was thrown, which is not correct. But we've not been correct most of the night, so why would we start now?
2 receivers to either side. Petty's back to pass. Looking for a screen to Elliott. Elliott will Be taken down at the 45-yard line. A gain of 5 yards on the play because it started at the 50. Who the heck knows why? 2nd and 14. I mean, the man picked up the penalty flag at the 37. It's a 10-yard penalty last time.
And it's a spot foul.
2 receivers left. Maybe they changed the rules. Petty's in the shotgun. He will hand it off to Elliott. Elliott looking for some running room, and he's taken down right at the 45.
That's a face mask.
Then there's a penalty flag as the man rolled up off of Elliott and kind of pushed into his chest here. See what this flag's going to be about.
Elliott would have only gained 0 there.
And now a penalty flag comes in, and this one's going to go against Auburn by the likes of things that we see from the Auburn defensive group. Referees get together, talk about it. Last time they did this, they picked the flag up, so let's see what happens.
They reviewed it in their head then. Maybe they're going to review it again.
It is a personal foul against Auburn. There's been way too many of those in this game by both squads.
Auburn with 85 yards and penalties on 7 called penalties now.
Let's move it down to the 30, and it should be a first down. Put it on the 30.
Sit the ball. It's a first down. Move the chains. Move on. Like, what are we doing? Why did he have to look around before he set the ball?
It's my photo opportunity. 1st and 10 from the Auburn 30.
You're not going to make the paper, buddy. It's okay.
7-11 to play. Petty is back to pass. Little shimmy shake. Ooh, has pressure, and he's going to be crushed in the backfield. In on the sack that time was big old Clinton Lovins, and he gave a little Lovins to Javen Petty in the backfield that time, back of the 37. Loss of 7 yards on the play brings up a 2nd and 17.
David said, I don't want those Lovins.
He gave him all the loves and all the hugs and kisses, too. And that looked like it hurt. 6:40 and counting. And back to pass is Petty. Rolling out to his right. Jump ball incomplete. Ball hung in the air for a while there. Intended receiver was Leonard. That'll stop the clock and bring up a 3rd and 17 with 6:30 left.
Leonard got hands on it, but just couldn't bring it in as he was getting hit there as the ball came to him.
3rd and 17.
Just been back to about their original line. The scrimmage would have still left at 3rd and 10.
6:30 left in the contest. 21-0 Auburn on the Trucks LLC scoreboard. 217-922-0044 for Trucks. All of your diesel repair needs. Petty back to pass. Trying the quick hitter to Jackson. Breaks the tackle. Has a man out in front as a blocker. Has it at the 20, 15, 10. Drug down from behind near the 7-yard line. A gain of 30 on the play and a 1st and goal from the 7. 1st and goal from the 7-yard line with 6:19 left.
Jackson with 56 yards receiving now.
Petty will be under center as Elliott is in the fullback spot. McKee behind him at halfback. They hand it off to Elliott, and not much there. No gain on the play as the right side of the line got pushed back, and now a penalty flag in. And are you kidding me again? How does this continue to happen? You've just got to, they're going to have to take White out of the game. It's the 3rd time he's gotten a personal foul. And this is going to be costly. It was 1st and goal from the 7-yard line. They stopped him and then gets called for a penalty again. They bring Cook in to replace him now as White comes to the sideline. And it's just, 1 time's a mistake, 2 times a choice, 3 times just unacceptable. Referee comes over to tell us it is I think they might eject him from the game.
Well, this time it was definitely after the whistle hit. I mean, it was certainly after the play was over. It was not in the flow of the play.
And they very well may eject him from the game.
Yeah.
Zach Ferguson out talking with the referee now. And we're still waiting for the indication from the referee. Personal foul, Pittsfield. doesn't appear that they have ejected him. It might be one of those situations where Zach Ferguson said he's not coming back in anyway.
Yeah. Michael Jordan again.
Can't get up on the ball till it moves, guys.
I was going to say the ball has to be moved.
Now the referee will come
Now they're
over.
going to come over and say, hey, we've got it written down a couple of times, so two times in the end there.
Personal foul, and he's ejected.
Yeah.
White has been ejected from the game with 6:03 left. That means he will miss a game next week as well. It's just, hey, I mean, it's going to happen. If you keep doing things like that, it's going to happen. And it happened. Now it's check that second and goal, I believe.
Yeah, and I believe second is correct there. Like I said, it was
enough,
definitely long after the whistle.
It's second and goal from the 23-yard line now.
What are we talking about? Okay, there we go.
Petty is in the shotgun. Puts a man in motion and more, left to right. Calls for the snap. He'll throw the quick hitter looking for Jackson, incomplete. And it brings up a third and goal from the 23. So a third and goal from the 23-yard line.
Jackson was just covered by several guys there, just didn't really have a lot of opportunity.
Yeah. 5:59 left. Petty in the shotgun. He's back to pass. Throws downfield. Has Jackson again. Jackson will be wrestled down near the 8. A pickup of 15 yards, and it'll be fourth and goal from the 8-yard line. Fourth down and goal to go from the 8 with 5:40 and counting. Pittsfield trying to get on the board here. They've had some opportunities deep in Auburn territory and have not been able to plunge one across yet. Petty in the gun. Ooh, they had the man in motion. They're not going to call it. Petty looks down the end zone. He's
going to be just short.
Allen down at the 1. And it'll be a 7-yard gain. Needed 8, and they'll turn it over on downs at the 1. So Auburn's defense again turns Pittsfield away from a touchdown. And they'll have it first and 10 with 5:16 left from their own. Where are we at, John?
1.
Call it the 2. First and 10. 5:16 remaining.
I'd say they'll run that tight set and just try to get out of this, right? But what do I know? They're going to be wide open.
Two receivers left, 2 to the right. They've done this, though.
And then run up the middle, yeah.
Kern's going to be in the shotgun, though. He gets the snap. It's back to pass. He's looking deep downfield for a kill shot. He's got his man, and Jackson Kern, and he's going to go. This is a 98-yard touchdown pass as Kern broke a tackle, and the final nail in the Saki coffin in this week's 7 game has just been hammered home by Auburn on a 98-yard pass from Kern to Kern. That makes it 27-0 on the Trucks scoreboard. And with 5:03 left, Moore will be on for the extra point attempt. Moore is perfect so far on the day. The holder is DiNardo. Waiting for the snap. Sakis are offsides. Didn't matter. Moore gets it anyway. 28-0. Auburn has the lead. 5 minutes, 3 seconds left in the contest. We pause for a break on Central Illinois Sports.
PCRE Real Estate and Auction is your #1 resource for buying or selling real estate in West Central Illinois. With 2 office locations, one in Pike County and the other in Calhoun County, PCRE Real Estate and Auction is the place to go when you're looking to buy or sell farmland, recreational and hunting land, residential or commercial property. See our current listings at PCRERealestate.com or call us at 217-285-5800 for PCRE Real Estate and Auction.
Press Yours on You would like to wish all the area teams the best of luck this year. If you're looking to get your team shirts or just looking for spirit wear for yourself, remember Press Yours on You. We have over 1,400 square foot of retail space in our shop. Stop by and see us and check out our offerings. Business lets us help you promote your brand. Decoration methods we offer include screen printing, embroidery, and laser engraving. Thank you to everyone in our community for the support over the last 16 years. Thank you for supporting local. Press Yours on You, 506 West Wood, Camp Point, Illinois.
.503 left, 28-0 the advantage for Auburn on the Trucks LLC scoreboard. A 98-yard touchdown pass from Kern to Kern, attorneys at law. And the extra point was good to make it a 28-0 score on the Trucks scoreboard with 5:03 left. Moore has it teed up, ready to go here. And ready to put his boot into this one. He will kick a little squib kick now. Saki's trying to get on it, and it
actually ends up getting tipped out of bounds.
Poor was trying to pick it up over there, and it's going to get the ball to bounce up into his hands, and it goes out of bounds at the 31-yard line, and that's where Pittsfield will start 1st and 10 at their own 31 with 4:59 left. Moose Lodge 420, check them out tomorrow. They'll have their pork chops on sale about 11 o'clock on West Washington Street until they're sold out. Help them sell out early tomorrow at the Moose Lodge 420 in Pittsfield.
Got the pull-off lane right there on the highway. You can just pull right off and get you a pork chop or 5.
I've heard life is a highway, John.
Yeah? Are you going to ride it?
Petty is back to pass, rolling to his left, squares the shoulders, throws an interception. Picked off here by Kellen Davis. Davis going to try to cut all the way back across the field. Saki's trying to chase him down. Davis has one man to beat, and he will be drugged down by Tucker Cook all the way at the 11-yard line. So Petty throws his second interception of the night. That was a little floater, and this time they'll say he's down at about the 13. Must have stepped out just a hair away there. And it'll be 1st and 10 Auburn from the Saki 13 with 4:43 left.
Auburn running new guys on and off.
Bringing another receiver on the field, and Jackson Kern. He's just catching his breath. So Coach Heiser ran 98 yards. Give me a break. Lancaster now looks for a touchdown. He's down short of that, but a penalty flag is down at about the 15-yard line in the area of a hold. The lineman says, "Ref, I didn't hold him." He said, "Yeah, you did." I sat there and watched. He said, "No, I didn't."
I was the one that threw the flag there.
I said, "Yeah." And it'll move it back to the 25-yard line.
Lancaster says, I had a good run there, too. If you would have just left it alone.
1st and 22 is going to be the play call.
Because the hold was on the other side from Lancaster.
4:29 left. 1st down and 22 yards to go here. They'll play a JV game on Monday night at Auburn. Freshmen played last night in a little bit of a rainy situation. Pittsfield won that 52-8.
It's a nice place to watch a game there at Auburn.
Yeah, it is. Beautiful facility. Put in a big video board here recently. Here's Lancaster. Breaks the tackle in the backfield. He's just trying to fight to get something here. He gets back to the line of scrimmage. No gain, no loss. It'll bring up a 2nd and 22.
Lancaster is a slippery fella there. He has been hard to tackle all night long. He's got 57 yards now on 20 carries.
4 minutes left in this game. Thank you, Rob Barola, for watching the broadcast tonight. I don't know you, Rob, but we appreciate you and all the folks who are joining us tonight on Central Illinois Sports. 2nd and 22. Kern back to pass. Pump fakes. Throws. Hits his receiver in Smith. Smith gets the corner, and look out. He's like out of a cannon. Dives, and he is...
out of bounds down there.
What?
They're going to call him...
In for a score.
Wow.
The referee, the back judge, looked at the linesman. He said, what did you call? He said, what did you call? What did I call? I called a touchdown. And it's a 22-yard catch and run for Sawyer Smith, and it makes it 34-0 Auburn with 3:32 left in this contest. And here's Moore after the score. Anthony Moore, M-O-O-R-E, a sophomore, offensive defensive lineman. And he's going to try to stay perfect on these extra point attempts right now. DiNardo is the holder. It's a good snap. It's a good hold. The kick is up. It looks like it is no good as it's wide left. And sorry, Anthony. I think I jinxed you there. 3:32 to play. 34-0. Auburn with the advantage back on the other side of this timeout.
For the past 4 years, I've had the honor of serving our community as the Pike County Clerk and Recorder. Within those years, I have completed the first ever internal payroll audit in Pike County history, increased revenue with the recording department with implementation of record availability, and administered and or written over $3.75 million in grant monies. I would appreciate your support to continue this progress, and please vote Roseberry on November 8th.
Paid for by the Pike County Republican Central Committee.
When I'm driving in my car with my family, I've got 2 kids and a wife, and 4 of us are driving a car, we literally get excited when we see a DOT truck. It's actually a sense of pride.
Why I would encourage anyone to work at DOT. We take care of each other.
The company continues to grow and expand.
That to me is what brings me to work every day and that I enjoy.
Diversity, culture, family, all of those things. If you want them, you should be at DOT.
$34-0 Trojans on top of the Sockies on the Trucks LLC scoreboard. Moore is on to kick off again here. 3:32 left.
Moore's foot is tired. All those extra points and kickoffs he's had.
Cold
tonight.
night like tonight.
Had a couple of punts, too.
Yeah.
It's probably nice to have a sophomore who is able to take care of all that kicking for you. It means you got him for 3 more years.
All right, here's Moore on the kickoff.
They're running the traditional kickoff now.
He kicks it deep. Edwards will have it bounce. I kind of has to retreat, and he gets it about the 15, across the 20. 25, breaks away for a half a second, and is taken down right at the 26. That is where the Sockies will start 1st and 10 at their own 26 with 3:24 left. Trailing 34-0. First down, 10 yards to go. All right, 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. Petty's in the shotgun. He points at the linebacker and says he's coming. He hands it off in the backfield. Elliott looking for running room. Gets a blocker outside, trying to get to the sideline now, up across the 50. 45-yard line is where he's pushed out of bounds. At the Auburn, they're going to say at the 50. Right at the 50, a 24-yard gain and a 1st and 10 for the Sockies. Elliott with his highest rushing total of the season.
He's got 82 yards on 17 carries.
By far.
Much more like what he did all year last year, pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much averaged, 80 to 100 every game.
Petty in the gun here.
That's what the Saukee offense needs, though.
They'll hand it off again to Elliott. Gets a good block from Cook out there, and he's taken down inside the 45 to the 44. A gain of 6 on the play. Brings up a 2nd down and 4. 2nd down, 4 yards to go. 2:56 and counting. 2 men to the right, 2 to the left. Petty in the gun. Elliott stands 8 yards deep. Low snap. Petty picks it up, hands it off. Elliott scampers through the defense and has a first down. Down to the 37-yard line. A gain of 7 on the play and a 1st and 10.
Elliott with 95 yards now on 19 carries.
1st and 10. Clock counting down at the 2:40 mark of this contest. Pittsfield trying to get on the board. 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Javen Petty takes the snap, hands it off to Elliott, looking for running room along the right-hand side. Lowers his shoulder, taken down right at the 30. A gain on the play of 7. Brings up a 2nd and 3.
Elliott with 102 yards on 20 carries. Now he breaks the 100-yard night for the first time on the year.
2nd down, 3 yards to go. Just over 2:10 to play. Beardstown trailing Central 36-28, but they've got the ball right now to the Tigers in the 4th quarter of their game. Here's a handoff again. It's again Laney Elliott. And again, he's got enough for a Saki first down to the 24-yard line, a gain of 6. 1st and 10. So Lane eating up some yardage here. He's trying to catch his breath a little bit now, and I think Pittsfield needs to call a timeout. What are they doing? Referee blew the whistle.
I think the referee called a timeout for some reason.
He wanted to make sure Elliott was okay. And now we have a timeout taken by Auburn. 1:58 left. 34-0. The Trojans have the lead, and we're back after this.
Since 1921, Farmers State Bank of Camp Point has been a vital part of our community's history. We are proud of our growth, our community leadership, and our success, which is only possible because of all those who shared this journey with us. We are grateful to the generations of loyal customers, families, businesses, employees, officers, and directors who have shaped not only our story, but our entire communities. Thank you. We look forward to serving you and your future generations for the next 100 years. Farmers State Bank and Camp Point. Together, we are a strong, united community.
When choosing internet and Wi-Fi service to meet your family's education needs, it pays to do your homework. You'll learn that Cascom, with fast, reliable speeds up to 1 gig, powered by whole home adaptive Wi-Fi, is the right choice. School has changed, and so should your internet. Contact Cascom and upgrade to the internet speed and whole home Wi-Fi your family needs.
Auburn called the timeout. It's Pittsfield 1st and 10 from the 24 here. They will hand it off on that jet sweep to McKelvey Moore, and he gains nothing on the play. Bring up a 2nd down and 10. What's the net yardage on that play tonight now, John?
-4.
All right, 2nd and 10.
-2, -2, and 0, though. He gained 2 yards on the last 2 plays.
1:38 left.
The blocking just hasn't been there for the play. I like the play a lot of the time. It just takes too long right now.
Here's a fumble now, and it's going to be all she wrote. They tried to give it to Moore again.
Nope, that was McKee.
And McKee fumbles it.
McKee had the ball, and he just got hit high and knocked
Saki's
loose.
recover. Loss of 3 on the play brings up a 3rd and 13.
They were very lucky to have recovered. I thought for sure they lost it there.
3rd down and 13 yards to go. 1:17 to play. And there's a penalty flag. Going to be a false start against the Sakis and bring up a 3rd and 18.
He actually called a neutral zone infraction. He didn't call a false start, so they must have lined up offsides.
Traveling the call. 3rd and long. Petty will hand it off. No, he'll keep it himself. He'll run to the left. He cuts back at the 25. On his feet, still fighting for yards around the 20. Pick up on the play up, 13 yards, and he'll bring up a 4th and 5. Fourth down, 5 yards to go from the 20. With 48 seconds left. Pittsfield going for it here. 2 receivers right, 2 to the left. On a 4th and 5. Petty is rolling out to his left. It's designed to run. He'll be taken down at the 18. He'll gain 2, needed 5, and it'll be a turnover on downs. And Auburn is a single kneel of the ball away from moving to 5-2 on the season. Sakis are going to drop to 0-7. They'll be on the road next week at Porta next Saturday afternoon at 1 o'clock, we believe, will be the start time. And for Pittsfield, they'll finish up the season at home in Week 9 against Riverton at a time and date to be determined.
Do you think it'll be windy next week at Porta?
Always is. I believe, what do we say, Auburn still has Williamsville and Stanford Olympia left?
Yeah, I would say those will both be tough games.
Stanford Olympia and Auburn, I think it could be a very evenly matched game.
Yeah.
Could be a good one. And that'd be the difference between a 5-4 possibly and a 6-3, so you'd much rather be 6-3.
Yeah.
They'll take a single knee here, and this one is over. We head to the Illini Community Hospital post-game show where the Auburn Trojans come into Pittsfield and shut out the Sakis by a final count of 34-0. We have a look at final stats, but not before one last penalty flag flies here against the Sakis, and let's wait and see what this is about. Number 5 has been ejected, I believe, for the Sakis as well. That would be Edwards. They at least called a penalty flag. The teams were walking to line up, and they threw a flag. And let's see what the referee will tell us here. Referee comes over. Edwards now comes and has a discussion along with Ferguson with the official. Ferguson tells him to go back to the sideline. And the official and Zach Ferguson now having a spirited discussion. Pittsfield's already had 1 ejection tonight. I can tell you in all the years I have broadcast Socky football, I've never seen a player ejected, let alone 2. We'll have to see what actually occurred there. At very least, it was a flag thrown on Edwards, and we'll have to see if he is eligible to play next week. Final in this one, 34-0. Pittsfield loses to Auburn. We have the Illini Community Hospital post-game show next.
Illini Community Hospital is committed to providing high-quality specialty care close to home. We are pleased to welcome Dr. William Severino, urologist, and Dr. Mark Mount, ear, nose, and throat physician, to the consulting physician clinic team at the Castile Center. Specialty care is also provided for orthopedics, cardiology, podiatry, obstetrics, oncology, and more. Learn more by visiting IlliniHospital.org or call 217-285-2113, extension 3950 to schedule an appointment.
The caring and experienced professionals at Hamilton Funeral Homes are here to support you through this difficult time. We offer a range of personalized services to suit your family's wishes and requirements. You can count on us to help you plan a personal, lasting tribute to your loved one, and we'll carefully guide you through the many decisions that must be made during this challenging time. You're welcome to call us at any time of the day, any day of the week. Visit our funeral home in person or on the web at hamiltonfuneralhome.com. Call 217-593-6517. Camp Point Central Sports are proud to have Dear Wester Grain as a sponsor of this broadcast. Dear Wester Grain, there for you for all your grain and feed needs. Why don't you give them a call and check out all the locations of Dear Wester Grain? With locations in Golden, Paloma, Mount Sterling, Clayton, La Prairie, Liberty, Industry, Carthage, and Blandonsville. For more information, call Dear Wester Grain Services 696-4461. That's 696-4461, or on the web at dearwestergrain.com. Call Best Systems Builders for all your insulation needs. We are a full-service insulation contractor offering both open and closed cell spray foam, blown cellulose, and fiberglass installation. Best Systems has 2 BPI certified professionals ready to inspect your home or business today. You may qualify for incentives through the American Act on Energy program. Call Scott or Michael at 217-285-6005 for your free estimate, or visit us online at gobestsystems.com and start saving money on your energy bill today.
Welcome back on the Illini Community Hospital post-game show. Final of this one, a 34-0 win for Auburn over Pittsfield. Trojans improved to 5-2 on the season. The Sakis dropped to 0-7, and John's got to look at your final stats.
First for the Pittsfield Sockies, they finished the game with 13 first downs. Auburn finished with 18. Leading rusher on the night was Lane Yelly at 108 yards on 21 carries. He had just 13 yards in the first half, so a vast majority of those in the second half of play. Petty with 6 yards on 6 carries, 6 yards on 2 carries for Jason McKee, negative 4 yards on 3 carries for McKelvey Moore, 8 yards on 1 carry for Justin Pinnock, 9 yards 1 carry for Connor Allen, 2 yards on 1 carry for Weston McAllister for 140 rushing yards. Sockies quarterback Javen Petty was 12 of 20 passing for 60% with a couple of interceptions for 105 yards. Those passes were completed to Jeremiah Jackson, 71 yards on 5 receptions, 25 yards on 3 catches for Lane Elliott, 4 yards on 1 catch for McKelvey Moore, negative 1 yard on 1 reception for Draven Peterbow, and Justin Pinnock had negative 1 yard on 1 reception on the night. So 140 rushing yards, 105 passing yards, 245 total yards of offense in the ball game for the Sockies. Sockies were called for 105 yards and penalties on 10 called penalties on the evening. For the Auburn Trojans, they finished the game with 18 first downs. Their leading rusher was the quarterback Talon Kern with 71 yards on 12 carries, 57 yards on 20 carries for Trey Lancaster, 11 yards, 1 carry for Sawyer Smith, 7 yards on 2 carries for Cody Gill, 446 rushing yards. Quarterback Talon Kern was 11-17 passing for 215 yards and an interception. For 65% passes completed, 108 yards on 4 catches for Jackson Kern, 31 yards on 3 catches for Nathan Barth, 54 yards on 3 receptions for Sawyer Smith. And Kellen Davis had 1 catch for 2 yards. The Auburn Trojans were called for 95 yards and penalties on 8 called penalties on the night. So Auburn 146 rushing yards, 215 passing yards, 361 total yards of offense on the night for the Trojans.
Well, Forsyth's going to win this Sangamo Conference, it appears. They defeat Williamsville tonight 24-20 as they scored with 1:03 left in regulation to take the lead and seal the victory. Time to name our player of the game, presented by Edward Jones Financial Advisor Derek Harris. Financial investments are important, but so are the importance of the time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, teachers, parents, and mentors. Derek Harris, your Edward Jones Financial Advisor, understands this. That's why Derek Harris is a proud sponsor of the play of the game on Central Illinois Sports. And how about the night from the quarterback, Talon Kern, 215 yards passing, 71 yards rushing, a couple of touchdowns to his name as well. On the rushing side, he is tonight's player of the game. That's going to do it from Glenn C. Smithfield. For John Hull, I'm Charlie Hull. We'll see you next Saturday evening, call it afternoon, in fact, from Porta, as the Sockies head to the land of the Blue Jays. We'll see you then on Central Illinois Sports.